Can I make something good out of this? Can I make something good out of this? Chances are you will not be missed, 'cause you don't give a shit. Can I make something good out of this? to what I need. Put a picture so I can see. February can't chase the days away. Yeah, away. Why listen to what they say? Save yourself for another day. This one's coming, it's gone to the wind again. Yeah, again. Again. Just listen and make amends. You've been down for as long as you've ever been. This weighs up, but you're down again. It's just like you to pull off what you thought you couldn't think today. The lost stranger, the wonder familiar face. Broken hearts made of pieces that shake. I've had one too many of them. So now we greet. Just like snow can't oh, we drift to the edge. Just like snow can't oh, we drift to the edge. Just like snow can't oh, we drift to the edge. Just like snow castle. Oh, we drift to the edge. Oh, we drift to the edge. Let's go. Oh, we drift. Oh, we drift to the edge. To the edge. To the Let's go! How we doing? Wednesday fucking night. Like I need you. It's over. Do you need anything like I need you? Woo! Come on! Hey! It's Thursday.
It's about to be Thursday here too.
I've got no place to be alone, my friend.
Cut his wrist instead.
There's your answer. You better save yourself or else.
Nothing like success.
I would rather be in hell than regret.
Do you need anything like I need you? It's over.
Do you need
Anything like I need you. All right. You know I do. Dude, such a good tune, bro. God damn, bro. I was pretty good at that. Hell. Dude, I was pretty good at that shit when I think about it. I'm listening back and I'm like, God damn, dude. I was actually pretty good. Pretty good. But unfortunately, could not seem to figure out how to have a career. You know, although I have to say, guys, let me just tell you, I'm a little jealous of the modern world because I'm telling you right now, if I could have had like TikTok or Instagram back in like 1999, man, dude, that shit would have been the bomb because that was just it. Like when I was doing it, there was no way for you to find virality without a record label or being on the radio. You know what I'm saying? Like there just wasn't a way. Like you could go on tour, you could go on the road and you could like hawk your album and shit, but there was no access to virality. But now, if you're a musician now, you have Instagram, you have fucking TikTok, you have live streaming. Like there are so many avenues for you to reach people. And like, it's just, you know, we had gotten MySpace, which was pretty cool, but even that was kind of like the end of, you know, I don't know, the end. It's just, I would have killed to have something like we have now back when I was doing it. And that's the thing that I know people like to look back and say, oh, like the good old days or whatever. But like, dude, even the career I have right now, you know, 25 years ago, right? It's like if I wanted to have this career 25 years ago, you had to have a job on a cable network or something. There was like no access. And now everybody, you know, has at least a dice roll. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can get on a platform and at least roll the dice, which is, you know, is pretty amazing. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty fucking wild, dude. Cause we had to like go through all the gatekeepers. And I mean, you know, the algorithm's its own kind of gatekeeper, but you do have some control over that of like learning it, you know what I'm saying? You have some, you can, you know, use pattern recognition and at least try to like replicate things. You at least have a shot. You at least get to step up to the plate. And so that's pretty crazy. Now, unfortunately, there's always a downside though. You know why? Because unfortunately, along with that plus side of like, oh, everybody has access to step up to the plate and try and take a swing towards, you know, virality, there is a downside in the fact that, you know, in about 10 years, there's going to be like millions of no jobs because everything's going to be staffed by robots. Right? So there is a downside that like pretty soon everybody's going to be flooding the online zone because they're, you know, everybody's going to be broke and fucking, right? So there's about to be like no jobs, guys. I mean, I literally, I've been sniffing around and like whatever, looking at industries and shit. And there is, there is like, I mean, there are some estimates that like, I don't know, like 5-10 million jobs are going to disappear in the next, decade. And that's like crazy. That is crazy to think about. You know what I'm saying? That's like, and that seems like a conservative estimate. There's an AI night jock? No way, dude. There's an AI disc jockey? I mean, I've already seen them like streamers with like whatever characters or whatever, AI streamers. I think it's, we're going to be in some, some dire straits, I think, guys, right? But anyway, how we doing? I'm sorry, I come loading up with the bad news. How are we doing? It is kind of terrible, but guys, it's like, I don't know, man, dude, did you see in China they made it illegal? Oh, dude. See, why is China ahead of the game on this shit? See, this is the shit, guys. Can I just tell you, I posted about this today, about Republicans, because we have to do something, okay? We do. We have to fucking do something about, like, our government reps have to do something that is like, bold when it comes to this AI shit. I mean, let's start with the data centers, okay, as a warm-up, because some people put some shit in the Discord about these data centers, and I think this deserves looking at, okay? I don't know if it was Natalie or somebody else, but as a warm-up, let's look at these data center videos, okay? Like you have this one, the video. I didn't watch these, but let's just go through and look at them, okay? You ready? Yeah, Natalie did. Natalie, of course, with the fucking ace content. We're going to look at a couple of these videos, okay? About these data centers. This shit is, I think this shit is important, okay? Because, guys, let me just tell you. So, the thing about data centers that are so toxic is they're a one-time deal. The only jobs for a data center are the construction of the thing. So there is like 6 months or a year of construction jobs, and then there's no fucking jobs. The staff on these things are tiny. You know what I'm saying? And they chew up the water and the resources. And what's more is they have emissions. Yes. They spew emissions, they put heat out into the atmosphere, they make a ton of noise. So if a data center pops up near your community, all of the property values like go down, okay? And you know what they're doing? They're putting them in these rural neighborhoods, these rural areas where these people, they're like, oh, hey, you're going to have a bunch of jobs for like 6 months. And then the town just gets fucking ransacked. And they keep voting for these assholes. And simultaneously, the Republicans don't want to regulate. They want to prevent any regulation of the AI companies. And it's like, yo, what the fuck are they doing, bro? Why are these Trump voters doing this? Why do they keep doing this? Why do they keep falling for this? But look at this. All right. So we're going to check this out. Let's watch the video and then we'll look at this. This is a $27 billion AI data center in a small town in Louisiana, okay?
Meta's new $27 billion AI data center is causing chaos in a small town in Louisiana. In February, I flew down to Louisiana, to Richland Parish, a rural county where Meta is building a mega AI data center. Just to put it in perspective for you, this AI data center is 4 million square feet, 2,250 acres. That's roughly 70 football fields. When I was in Richland Parish, I spoke to over a dozen residents and really got to hear their concerns. People are talking about how their rents are going up because there are thousands of workers coming from out of state, staying in these massive RV parks. I also spoke to local businesses that are suffering. While there are definitely businesses that are making money hand over fist, you're also finding small businesses that are struggling because they can't get in with the right people or get the right catering jobs for the Meta workers on site, for example. And then you're also just seeing a tremendous amount of noise and bright lights. This is a massive site that's brightly lit all night long, and people just see a halo over their house. It's important to keep in mind that this area of Northeast Louisiana has typically struggled with jobs, with poverty, and this AI data center is considered to be an economic boom opportunity for the whole region.
Short term.
A lot of people ask me whether these mega AI data centers are worth the disruption. I can tell you that I've now visited 5 across the country, in Texas and Michigan and in Arizona, as well as Louisiana. And I can say it's hard to tell how it's going to play out. They are incredibly disruptive. The residents often don't realize what's happening until it's already happening. There are many people who still hope that the long term is beneficial for these regions.
It's not going to be.
It's chaos.
Dude, the long term is not going to be good for these data center people because it's not long-term consistent jobs. Okay? It is literally, here's what happens is in the short term, there's a bunch of construction jobs, but even those, depending on who the contractor is, may well be bringing people in from out of state. Like they themselves said, the workers were living in trailer parks. So there's going to be a boom of jobs and maybe a short-term impact of like those workers going out and, eating and using the local services. Excuse me. But once that shit is built, they are not like a high staff, right? These things do not take a lot of staff to operate. They don't. They are, and what's more is I would be willing to bet in every instance that Meta and Amazon and whoever are building these things are probably getting long-term tax breaks. Okay? I'm certain that they are probably getting 20 years of tax breaks, and the communities are going to get like 1 year of jobs. Okay? It's just brutal. And yeah, let's look at the noise pollution. Look at this one. Okay? You ready? So here's what we got. So this one right here, in the one that she was talking about, which was in, where was it? It was in Richland Parish, Louisiana. Okay, Richland Parish. It is $27 billion is being spent on this thing. And they are permitted to use 23 million gallons of water per day. 23 million gallons of water, guys, per day. Okay? I mean, let's see. How many millions, let's see, how many million gallons, let's just see, of water does a 20,000 person town use? Okay? So it says, look at this, a town of 20,000 people uses between 1.6 and 3 million gallons of water per day. That's per day, which means, okay, like 1.6, that means if they're using 23 million, that is like 10, 15 times this, okay? That is like a 300,000 person city per day of water usage going into this data center. That is a town like twice the size of Boise. Okay, Portland is like 600,000. Like not the metro, but the city of Portland. That is like half of the city of Portland's water usage per day for one fucking data center. That is wild, guys. One data center is using as much water as half of the city of Portland does. And guess what happens? What do you think happens to the rates of water for all the people that live next to that? That is crazy, dude. That is crazy. 600 million gallons per year. Okay? Right? That is nuts, dude. All right, and let's listen to the sound of this. This is a half a mile away from a data center. Dude. Dude. What the fuck is that? Bro. They're a half a mile. All day. All night. All day. Can you imagine? Dude. I mean, bro, what the fuck, dude? That is a half a mile from a data center at 1 a.m. 5 million gallons of water a day for this one. Constant roar, no sleep, destroyed property values, right? That is wild, dude. Dude, you hear the birds chirping? Dude. It is like a train just. Now, can I just say, I mean, I feel pretty lucky. I always live in urban environments, so I am never going to have to worry about this data center scenario because I live in cities only, but this is what they're doing in like rural towns. Bro, that shit is crazy, right? That is crazy. Now, I will say for me, guys, I used to use a lot of AI. I have significantly backed the fuck down with AI. I canceled all my AI subscriptions except for one that I use for resizing photos, for upscaling photos. But I've like reduced most all of my AI usage to like nothing. Okay. I eliminated it from, I was using it a lot on my YouTube channel and now I'm not really doing it. I'm like backing it out, right? I'm just trying to slow down the bleeding as best I can. Dude, you right? I mean, I do use it. I use it here when we're on stream with the searching, but there's no way around using it with the searches because unfortunately every search engine is already tied in with it. There are so many things that are already tied into this. Like if you're playing a video game, you're using AI. Now they're slowly seeping it into the film and television industry. Obviously, social media is using it, but I'm still minimizing. I'm still minimizing my use. But dude, that shit is crazy. It is not sustainable, guys. This shit is not sustainable. Look at this one. This one is crazy. Look at this one, dude. Project Matador in Texas. Okay, this one, guys, is going in the Panhandle. Okay? Can I just tell you guys, in the Panhandle, have any of you been to Texas? So the Panhandle is like one of the driest, like you can't even imagine how little water there is there. Okay. It is dry as a fucking bone. It is basically eastern Oklahoma or western Oklahoma. It's the little panhandle of Texas surrounded by Oklahoma over here. And it is like scorching hot, dusty, dry. They have really bad dust storms that roll through there. But I mean, dude, there's like no water there to begin with. Okay. And they're building a data center that's going to use more electricity than all of the Texas homes combined. Okay. 18 million square feet. Okay. On-site power generating more electricity than 15 states. Okay. It's like this giant AI project. And like the amount of water that this fucking thing is going to use is like outrageous, dude. You know what I'm saying? Outrageous.
How big is the new data center campus they're building in the Texas Panhandle? It's the biggest one in the world. It will use as much power as all of the homes in the entire state of Texas combined times 2. It will use more power than 38 states. Not combined, but it will use more power than all of the power used in any one of 38 different states. The data center campus portion of it is, I believe, 18 million square feet. It will sit on a piece of ground that is 5 square miles. So you can drive by it for 5 miles, make a right turn and drive by it for another 5 miles. That's pretty big. You know what the wild part is? The company building it has no knowledge of data centers. Nope, not in the data center business. Project Matador. Look it up. Thanks.
Dude, that's crazy. That is insane. And guys, they're like building these things like every day. Okay? This is the new .com bubble. Right? This is the new .com bubble, guys. And in no regulation, okay? That's what Trump wants to do. He wants that 10-year moratorium where no entity can regulate AI for 10 years. Dude, way crazy, boss. This is fucking outrageous, man. It's gonna kill us all, dude. You know, that shit is nuts, bro.
This
bro caught my last video and decided to call me ignorant because I asked the question why data centers can't just use reverse osmosis to create more water. Honey, if you only knew how right I actually was. You're playing checkers with the...
What is this? AI data centers, they're running it through reverse osmosis, stripping minerals. Right? I don't know what this means. I just don't want to, there's some music in there that I don't want to blow up my fucking, like, get copy struck for. They're running through reverse osmosis. What? I don't understand the point of this. Yeah, dude, this sounds like we're getting into some conspiracy theory shit here, boss. Right? Dude, right? What are they doing here? You know what I'm saying? Like, hold on. What is she saying here, dude? Let me see here. Dude, this video, dude, that video looks a little crazy. They're planning to kill us all. I think there's some conspiracy theory there that, like, dude, thoughts, emotions, consciousness itself, all tied to water's structure. All right, well, look at me. Dude, I can't go down that rabbit hole, dude. When I see some of these stupid rabbit holes, I just opt out. Okay? So what is this? Our backing objection. All right, what is this here?
Journalists ruined your reputation, not with evidence, with a narrative. And when they come for you, there's no way to fight back. Until now. Introducing Objection, the first AI tribunal. Former CIA and FBI agents will investigate. They gather evidence and make it public, permanently. The AI tribunal checks the record and renders the verdict. You can save your reputation in days, not years. From the team that bankrupted Gawker, mastermind Aaron D'Souza, comes Objection. Truth isn't what goes viral, it's verified. File an objection.
What is this? This is supposed to be like some AI verification service to, like, if the media says something about you, you can file an objection, and then this company will do some AI search to, like, determine what the truth is. But presumably, like, they could create their own version of truth. And I don't understand what that is even about, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to be able to pay to use AI to try and, so you can get, you're going to, I see. There's going to be a group of former CIA, FBI agents that then, like, use AI to try and like challenge the media. Bro, we're going to find out how durable the janky-ass Texas power grid truly is with that data center. Let's go, Megatron. You are indeed. Well, like, guys, this is, I mean, what is this? They're basically, like, they're trying to create a company that is like a community note for the mainstream media or whatever. Is that what it's going to be? And hold them accountable? Dude, this shit is, like, sounds creepy as fuck, bro. Dude, because I just don't trust any of these guys. You know, I do not trust Peter Thiel. I don't. Ever since he paid to have Facebook expand, dude, Facebook is a dog shit platform. And they've been bad with privacy, and they've been bad with fucking moderating their content. And he's the reason why Zuckerberg became such a monster, was Peter Thiel. Peter Thiel. Same shit. Yo. Yeah, yo. Can I put in a request? Yeah, can you send somebody here to get me off the fucking planet, like, ASAP? Bro, yeah, I don't want to be here anymore. Let's go. Oh, shit, dude. I need to get off the planet, boss. Holy shit, dude. Peter Thiel. Dude, it's time for a little eucalyptus. Dude, yeah, I would like to object to objection. There we go. Bro. What the fuck are we doing, boss? All of these guys. Not cool, guys. Not cool. Oh, we got Neuralink is fucking... Dude, look at Marco Rubio. Marco Rubio looks like he's fucking got a Neuralink chip in his head.
For America at a time such as this?
My hope for America?
And how do you
same as always
personally
been.
deal with that?
Yeah, look, I mean, my hope for America is what it's always been. I think it's the hope I hope we all share. We want it to continue to be the place where anyone from anywhere can achieve anything, where you're not limited by the circumstances of your birth, by the color of your skin, by your ethnicity, but frankly, it's a place where you are able to overcome challenges and achieve your full potential.
Dude, we can't even pay our fucking rent, bro, without like going into credit card debt. Like, what is this guy talking about? Marco, who are you kidding, bro? What have you guys passed in the last 2 years that helps make that possible? What have you done? Okay, you gave a tax break that gives all the money to people like Musk and Bezos and Zuckerberg. Okay, you have started a war that has hiked the price of oil, that has caused the prices of everything to get jacked, right? You have not come up with a healthcare plan, even though you guys said you were going to have one 10 years ago. You said it was coming in 2 weeks. It never came. And on top of that, you have gone out of your way to dismantle every healthcare advantage we did have by dismantling Obamacare and gutting the money that goes to states to expand Medicaid. You've gutted the Department of Education. You've gotten rid of vaccine schedules, right? Now there's people talking about ivermectin for hantavirus. What the fuck have you guys done other than name an airport after Donald Trump and name some fucking streets after Charlie Kirk, dude? Seriously, what have you done to make America where anybody who isn't born into an old money family has a shot at anything, boss? Like, what the fuck, dude?
I think that should be the goal of every country in the world, frankly. But I think in the U.S., we're not perfect. Our history is not one of perfection, but it's still better than anybody else's history. And ours is a story of perpetual improvement. Each generation has left the next generation of Americans freer, more prosperous, safer, and that is our goal as well. But it is a unique and exceptional country, and as we come upon this 250-year anniversary, I think we have a lot to learn and be proud of in our history.
Dude, my son's generation is not more prosperous than ever before, dude. Pretty sure that it couldn't pay for anything outside my parents and grandparents. Let's go, Elf! Dude, let's go! Dude.
It is one of perpetual and continuous improvement where each generation has done its part to bring us closer to fulfilling the vision that the founders of this country had upon its founding. So,
dude, what the fuck is that, bro? What the hell is that, dude? Dude, what is this shit, bro? Dude, what the fuck is going on, bro? Right? That is inaccurate. I'm sorry. Fuck you, Marco. Dude, screw you, boss. All right? These guys, they're gonna kill us all. All right, you ready? Let's get into this shit. Oh. Yeah, I mean, I will say this, okay? Here's one thing I am gonna say. I'm gonna say that if you are a mega millionaire, I mean like 100 million or more wealth, or a billionaire, if you're a mega millionaire or you are a billionaire, you are operating now in a world where all guardrails are off. There is like literally nothing you can't do. Like the behavior and the ability of people with massive amounts of money to be able to create more masses of money, the regulation and all that shit is non-existent, okay? They can like move crypto markets, create coins, influence prediction markets, et cetera, okay? All of the mega millionaires are getting their data centers built. They're getting fucking zoning regulations dropped. They are getting massive tax subsidies. They are getting stadiums built out of thin air by the people. Okay. They're everything, every possible benefit for the expansion of the mega millionaire and billionaire Epstein class. Every possible guardrail has been removed for them to be able to just hit the cash register button over and over and over again like a rat on cocaine. Now, unfortunately for the rest of us, we're going to be like fighting each other in the streets like a fucking zombie movie in order to have enough food to eat, okay? Or, you know, in order to get a job and be able to pay our goddamn credit card bill. Bro, like it's grim out there, guys. It is grim, yes. And this is why everybody's building bunkers, okay? There's a reason why they're building bunkers. Oh. It's a country of 400 million guns. It is, but you know what sucks though, Jibs? Is you ready? Is America is a country of 400 million guns, but unfortunately, probably 300 million of those guns are in the hands of people that would fucking work for the state instead of against it. Like, dude, we have a problem in that the right wing of America won't even show up to a protest, much less use their guns to defend their homeland. You know what I'm saying? Dude, they're total pussies, bro. It is like the right wingers of America are too afraid to go to a protest, much less fucking, you know, have any kind of uprising. They're literally more likely to shoot protesters than they are to stand up. It's not going to be true when nobody has anything. See, that's what I'm not convinced of, Jibs. I'm not convinced that they will ever be ballsy enough to like fight a revolution. That's why I don't think revolution is an option in America, guys. That's why I think a national divorce is more realistic, because I'm telling you right now, the right wingers, no matter how bad it gets for them, they're never going to be part of a revolution because they are cowards. Okay? They are. They will not. They will die themselves. They will like sit in a burning house and be like, I'm going down with the ship, before they will stand up and fight. They're not fighters, guys. I mean, look at what they do when, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? They watch their economies get decimated by Walmart and they don't even do anything. They think Walmart's on their side, bro. They defend billionaires who are just graping them. They're just not ever going to fight. It's too bad. Being poor definitely sucks, but knowing you have dollars you can afford to help individuals, let's go. Dude, Elf, you're crazy, boss. Thank you, dude. Dude, you're definitely helping. You are, boss. Let's go. Oh, shit. Keeping the lights on in the fucking political punk data center. The data center up here, dude. The lights are on, bro. Oh, shit. Yeah, dude. Yeah, so I just don't think we're ever going to be able to rely on them. And I know this is one of the things that's really interesting, though, is you see, like, you know, you see fucking, you know, whatever, people, leftists or whatever, or like, you know, devout revolutionary leftists, they think, oh, we're going to have this revolution that the people are eventually going to get on board, you know? And yeah, but like the Bundy Ranch, though, those were not right wingers. Okay. The people at the Bundy Ranch, those guys were like, you know, those guys were like fucking like hardcore libertarian militia people. All right. They're not your typical fucking Republicans. Okay. I think a lot of typical Republicans think they're like those guys, but they're not. Those people were like, you know, out there like generating their own electricity and shit like that. Those people, the Bundy Ranch people, have more in line with my friends Jay and Angela. Okay. Like, so I knew some people this couple named Jay and Angela that were anarchists. Okay. They were leftists. Okay. They were not right-wing people, but they were like, they were like dumpster divers, and they were sort of survivalists that lived out off the grid. They ended up getting a fucking piece of property, and they generated their own electricity and sold it back to the county. So they ended up like creating electricity for their neighborhood residents, and they were making money from like being electricity generators instead of consumers. And that's what those Bundy Ranch people were more like. They were more like these survivalists and shit. They were not like MAGA Republicans. I think they're very different. Those type of people. You know what I'm saying? They're fucking shitters. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to defend them, but that's not your average MAGA gun user who, like goes out to the Walmart in his fucking Ford F-150 and is, you know what I'm saying? And is screaming at all the immigrants. I just think those guys are not typical MAGA people. Right? Oh shit, dude. Dude, yeah, I don't understand, guys. Like somebody said something to me today in a comment when I was like, dude, what have the Republicans even done with their power? And this is a legitimate, like, the Republicans are doing everything they can to like alter the maps, take away people's voting rights, to hold on to power. But like, what have they done? They haven't done anything, guys. In the last 2 years, they've started a war. They've jacked up the price of everything, and they've done nothing. Like, nothing for us. Nothing. You know what I mean? And somebody said they don't even help the poor white people, which is crazy because it's true. They don't help the poor white people, but the poor white people keep voting for them. Like, how? How do they do that? Right? How do they do that, man? They arrested a federal firefighter doing controlled burns. Crazy. I didn't hear about that. It is crazy, boss. All shit. All shit, dude. They do lie. They have lied more. All right, you ready? Let's get in. All right, we're getting in, guys. We're getting in. I'm just saying this, guys. Don't count on the fact that, this is not the 1700s, okay? And let me just tell you right now, okay? Let me just tell you right now, okay? Every person that has 1776 in their name or their lexicon, they are not going to join us at the Boston Tea Party, okay? I can just tell you that the right-wingers of America are not going to join us at the Boston Tea Party. They are too cowardly. They are far more likely to join up with a fascist government and put all of us in work camps so they can live meagerly and know that we're all suffering, okay? They're never going to join up and really take on the government in a revolution. They're not going to do it, okay? They're going to partner with the government and have the government put us in concentration camps, guys. That's how it's going to play out. They are not going to stand up. They are cowards, okay? So we do have to have a different plan other than this big revolution that we're all going to get so desperate that we rise up. They're not going to rise up. I'm telling you right now, dude, I guarantee you. Dude, Elf says, my parents were too progressive during the 80s, gave me their inheritance, and taught me how to be a human being. Let's go, dude. Dude, Elf, I think it's amazing, though, that your parents gave you their inheritance. Good for them. You know what I'm saying? I think that's good. I'm glad they gave it to you. And I'm sure you're out there creating art, right? You keep regaling us with fucking musical stories and shit. So keep making that art. Keep using that inheritance to put more music and beauty and shit out in the world, right? Dude, all right, fuck these guys. Would rather die than live as a cuck. dude, they will live as a cuck. Okay, that's just it. I think the right wingers, guys, they're already cucked. Okay, they are. They're already cucked. They are cucked already. That's why they're so resentful. They are cucked to Walmart and shit like that. Guys, it's true, man. It is true, dude. If you go, and I mean, I was seeing this 20 years ago already, okay, where when I was touring and I went crisscrossed all over the country, let me just tell you, even 20 years ago, it was starting. You could see how small businesses, I would go to these small towns in like Indiana and in Nebraska and in Kansas and in Oklahoma and the Dakotas, and the towns were decimated by Walmart, okay? A Walmart came in and one Walmart would shut down their auto parts stores, their like small mom and pop hardware stores, boutiques, any small groceries, right? One Walmart would come in and it would decimate their economy and then offer goods that were just cheap enough for them to be able to survive. And then they would offer a few jobs, but people would have to get public benefits to survive. And then simultaneously, though, all the manufacturing jobs like 10 years later were gone because in order to make that cheap shit, all of those contracts to make the stuff had to go to China or Mexico or, Vietnam. And so they were already 20 years ago starting to get decimated. And then it would seem that somehow all of that just got blamed on Obama and like immigrants and like a narrative got built when it's really, it's Walmart. I feel like Walmart more than anything. And then you could add on Amazon, right? Walmart and Amazon and now these social media AI companies are the things that are like strangling the world. But Walmart was the first, guys. It was like, because Amazon provides this delivery thing for people who shop online. But the thing about Walmart is what made Amazon like able to exist, really, because Walmart started the gutting of the mom and pop businesses. You know what I'm saying? They'll smile as they drag us away, be complicit. Dude, hell yes! They will smile. They want to, they do. It seems like they want to harm us. Dude. All right. That's my thing, dude. Walmart. It was. Dude, Walmart was the first nail in the fucking rural coffin. Dude, I literally see people on Twitter every day saying all of the racial tension in America is Obama's fault. Like, bro, you know what I'm saying? And dude, that's brutal. And dude, I don't like Walmart. And I'm proud that here in Portland, there are no more Walmarts in the city of Portland. We shut them all down by refusing to shop there. There were 2 remaining Walmarts and they both closed in the last year and a half. We shut them down because nobody in the city of Portland will fucking shop at a Walmart, dude. Dude, the last one was just, North Portland that shut down a year ago. Is so good, dude. It's so good because we just refuse. Okay? Right? Dude, there was an Amazon warehouse worker who was dying in the warehouse. The manager said, turn around and get back to work. Dude, that's brutal. I know, Kate Nimbus, you're not wrong. But every day I get on there and people are talking about how Obama caused the racial issues in America. They think everything that's wrong. I mean, I don't know what they think is wrong with America other than the wealthy people being out of control. But, you know what I'm saying? Was it in Oregon? Of course it was, dude. Jesus. Dude, I feel bad though, because all of my income comes from the most evil companies in the world. Dude, I literally, like, all of my income comes from either Amazon affiliates or Google affiliates. Like, I am literally I am the devil when it comes to, like, my entire income is either an Amazon or a Google affiliate, bro. Like, I am so bad. Dude, I am, like, you know, oh. You canceled Prime, good for you. I know a bunch of people are canceling. For me, though, it's like, that's literally, I get paid. I still get paid by Amazon. I still I stream on Twitch, and I still have content on Amazon Prime. So I'm tied in. I don't see a way out unless some brand new streaming service that, like, can afford to pay me shows up. You know? But dude, I'm screwed, right? Dude, Ethan, let's go. Let's do a dance party goal, guys. Dude, Elf, seriously, my parents bought Toyotas that were made in the USA because they didn't want to pay for a car and tariffs from Japan. We spent too much money on computers. Let's go. Dude, Elf, that's crazy. I love computers. I do. I love computers. Let's do dance party goal. Dude, what did your parents do, Elf? What was their fucking business? Dude, I hope one day to be able to leave my kid an inheritance. That'd be amazing. Here it is, dance party goal. Let's go. All right, you ready? Dude. Yeah, I mean, dude, that is, like, it's crazy. Like, rural America sucks, dude. Like, rural America sucks. Thanks for being honest and disclosing. Yeah, well, I mean, it sucks, Shelly, but it's true. All of us content creators, anybody who is making a living as a content creator is, like, working for the man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be a content creator, right? Dude, Kick is terrible. Dude, Kick is funded by crypto gambling. Dude, Kick is the worst, right? Kick is funded, you're making your money from, that is funded by crypto gambling. You know, Twitch is Amazon, and YouTube is obviously Google, right? And Rumble, I know is some right-wingers. I don't know who the backers are of Rumble. Let's find out. Dude, I'm not moving off YouTube. I think YouTube is the best, all right? So Rumble is funded by Peter Thiel's Capital and BlackRock and Vanguard. Okay? So there you go. If you're using Rumble, you are funded by Peter Thiel, BlackRock, and Vanguard. So there you go. If you're a streamer on any service, you are, like, you're corrupt. You are capitalist corrupt, bro. There's no way around it, you know? But I mean, dude, hey man, I want to keep bringing the message. I suppose it's better to be corrupt with a message than not corrupt. And yeah, dude, all of social media is compromised. I mean, think about it, dude. Instagram is owned by Zuckerberg, okay? Fucking, right? Dude, even Blue Sky, I mean, nobody's making money there, but Blue Sky is owned by Jack, who sold us out on Twitter in order to, right? He made sure Twitter got sold so he could start his new project. So he sold us all out to Elon in order to start Blue Sky. So they're compromised too, just indirectly. It's like, you know, and TikTok is now Oracle. Dude, all of it, right? All of it is fucking brutal. I personally, I will say this, guys. I think right now, though, I will say with some authority that the three platforms that have been the best as far as censorship goes are Twitch and fucking YouTube and Instagram. Okay, all three of those are monetizing platforms that have been pretty good about like not being overly censored. Dude, TikTok is like gone, dude. And I think, you know, it's pretty, dude, TikTok used to be the king of like straight up content, but TikTok is now fucking gone. What is Threads? Is Threads good? I don't really use Threads. I have a Threads account that automatically gets my Instagram posts, but I've never really used it. Dude, Elf says, my father was a teacher and trumpet player. My mother was a vocalist and a librarian because she hated the music world. Let's go! Oh shit, dude. Thank you, Elf. Let's go. Enjoy content. Work top up or top down. I don't know what that means, Shelly. Work top up or top down. What does that mean? Thank you, boss. Appreciate you. Yeah, I know Threads is Zuckerberg, but is it pretty good about like not being? I never really go on it. Dude, used to work in the libraries. Dude, libraries are essential. We still use libraries. Threads is a rage producer. I mean, I will say this, guys. All I can say is all of social media is a rage producer to a degree. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's just because algorithms favor engagement and rage generates more engagement. Like things that make you angry generate more engagement than things that make you happy. So that's why like rage travels faster. Okay. It's just really, it's evolutionary is what it is, because we are hardwired to react to danger. Okay. And so anything that triggers that fight or flight response is like, just gets us activated. You know, it sucks, but it's always been like that. It's always been, I mean, you know, this is the kind of shit the news programs have been using for a while, dude, even since I was a kid. Dude, Elf Dance Bamf party. Let's go, guys. All right, guys, we got 23 minutes. We need 26 and 23. Are you ready? You ready? Here goes. Let's look at some shit, guys. All right, we're going to go through. We got to look at the Lutnick. I did save a couple things. Dude, Lee's video. Let's go. Thank you for the membership. So, dude, Lutnick had a closed door hearing today, guys. Okay? And this is, we're going to look at some of this Lutnick stuff, because apparently he had a closed door hearing and there was no video or whatever. And Lutnick, we know he's a liar. We know he's tied into Epstein. Scottish government and local UK elections today. Let's go, Kate. I hope they go well. So let's look at the Lutnick shit. I know Ro Khanna was saying that like, oh, Trump would fire Lutnick if he heard what he heard today, but I'm not really buying this. Okay? I'm not really buying that Trump would fire Lutnick. Okay? But here he is, showing up for his closed door interview, surrounded by a bunch of goons. Now, this is the same Howard Lutnick who did that press. He did that interview where he told the story of, I went to his house and there was a massage table And I was like, why do you have a massage table in the middle of your house? And Jeffrey said, I like the good kind of massage. And it was at that moment I knew he was a creep. And I was never one and done. One and never again. I was never going to be involved with him. Only to find out that this motherfucker was in business with him and had even taken his family to the island. So Lutnick is a huge liar. All right, let's look at the 𝗏𝗏 clip.
Well, now we know why that interview was not videotaped. If Donald Trump had seen the video transcript, he would have fired Howard Lutnick. It was really embarrassing. He was asked very straightforward questions about whether he regretted misleading the American people. I mean, he said that he would never see Epstein again in 2005. And everyone knows that he took his wife and kids to see Epstein in 2012. And yet it was just contortions and lies and no acknowledgement that he misled the American public. And if you saw the exchanges that my colleagues had with him, you would see he made a farce of the English language. I mean, he was trying to define I as if saying that what he really meant is that he would not see Epstein alone, but be totally fine with having his wife and kids see Epstein. It made no sense. And then he's raised even more serious concerns about the investigation. He originally had said that Epstein engaged in blackmail and recorded videotapes. Now he's saying, well, he was wrong. He was just speculating, and Epstein actually didn't engage in blackmailing. This raises the question of what the cover-up is. Did someone tell him to say that?
Yeah.
I've not heard that that Epstein never engaged in blackmail. Why is Howard Lutnick changing his testimony, changing his story? He's lost all credibility, and really it's a shame that the American people don't get to see what he did there. Total lack of truth and lack of honesty.
Now, guys, so many people in Epstein's orbit have said that he blackmailed and he videoed, and like, dude, we've looked at the photos from his New York mansion. We have looked at the photos from the island. There were vast, like closed circuit TV networks. He had miniature data centers in all of his properties with TV screens and computer servers. This guy was like filming and recording everything. Okay? There's no doubt in our minds. And now Howard Lutnick is yet another person in the Trump orbit that's lying, and all of a sudden like, oh yeah, well, nothing to see here, right? No, Epstein who? What do you mean? I just went, give me a fucking break, dude. Let's go back and get these here. DB Golding was his testimony under oath. It was not. That there was no oath. Okay, there was no oath. It was not a legal deposition. It was literally like him giving testimony, not under oath, which is why it was, I'm sure, filled with total lies and why it was not recorded. He refused the oath, so it became an interview instead of a deposition. Dude lied his ass off. They're saying, yeah, B. Wolf, that is accurate. Dude, thank you. Are those yen? Is that yen, B. Wolf? I love that little symbol, dude. Shelly says, who, what, why, when, how, all neighbors have an opinion. Yep. Dude. And so other people commented on this. There's 𝗏𝗏. Here are some other Democrats. Here's Walkinshaw making some comments.
Today, Chairman Comer said that he hadn't seen any evidence of wrongdoing by Secretary Lutnick. And that's actually the problem with the Trump administration, this Republican majority in Congress, because lying to the American people is wrongdoing. And Howard Lutnick lied to the American people. I hope today that we would have heard some remorse, some contrition from Secretary Lutnick for flat out lying to the American people. Instead, what we've heard thus far is hours of testimony where he's attempting to redefine the meaning of the word I. He claims that when he said, I would never be in a room again But Jeffrey Epstein, he meant only him and Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah. So, dude, he's trying to redefine the word Pine Box Dance Party LFG. Let's go, Ella. So let's look at the clip, okay? Let's look at the Howard Lutnick interview clip where he said, okay, let's look at the from the interview here. You ready? Watch this. Here we go.
He was your neighbor for 10 years. How well did you know him?
All right. So here, let me find a better quality one. This one is right. Let's find a good quality here. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
So
that's
he
my
was-
story. A one and absolutely done.
Right. So
All right, hold on. Here, we're gonna find one. Here we go. You ready? This is it.
Jeffrey Epstein was your neighbor. I would be remiss if I didn't ask you about him. East 71st Street. He was your neighbor for 10 years. How well did you know him?
All right. So we are in number 11 and he lives in number 9.
Right.
So we renovate, we buy our house, and our house is pigeons and mice.
Right.
Okay. That's it. It was derelict.
Right.
So we rebuild our house. We move in 2005. Okay. Jeffrey Epstein is arrested in like 08, I think, or something like that.
Right.
So knock on the door. His assistant on like a Saturday says, Mr. Epstein, your neighbor would like to invite you over for coffee. So my wife and I go next door. You know, we walk the 7 steps,
Yes.
right, to the next house for coffee. We share a wall,
Right.
right? So it's in New York City. So he invites us in. We have coffee in this, and he says, "Do you want a tour?" We said, "Great."
Interesting.
He's got a really big house.
Every room you went into?
He's got, well, I'll tell you. So his house is like super big, really wide. And so he gives me a tour in the living room, big living room. And then across from it is double doors. I assume it's the dining room.
Yeah.
And he opens the doors and there's a massage table in the middle of the room.
Ooh.
And candles all around and stuff. So I ask very insightful, cutting questions. I say to him,
insightful
massage table in the middle of your house?
Massage table?
How often do you have a massage?
Oh.
And he says, every day.
Every
and then he
day.
like gets like weirdly close to me.
Every day.
And he says, and the right kind of massage.
Ooh.
Now my wife is standing here. So she looks at me and I look at her and we say, I'm sorry, we have to go. And we left.
Here it comes.
And in the 6 or 8 steps it takes to get from his house to my house, my wife and I decided that I will never be in the room with that disgusting person ever again.
Really?
So I was never in the room with him socially, for business, or for even philanthropy. If that guy was there, I wasn't going because he's gross.
Oh.
And so I look back at it as a gift.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
He gave
That's
me
a
a
gift.
gift.
Yes.
He gave me a gift.
A voice. And
Yeah.
so, yeah,
So
that's
he
my
was-
story. A one and absolutely done.
So you heard that right there, right? Where he said, I will never again be in the room with this man, ever. Socially, business, philanthropy, one and absolutely done. If that guy was there, I'm not going. But now, in his testimony today, he tried to say, oh, I meant that I would never be alone, just me and Jeffrey Epstein. I was just talking about me. But yeah, I could be around him with other people. Give me a fucking break, bro. Dude, and so that was in 2005. In 2008, Epstein gets arrested. In 2012, he's going to the island. And he was in business with him. Bro, what a creep. What a fucking liar. Another Trump guy that is locked into this shit. What is that file, boss? Right? That you are putting in chat? Let me look it up. What is that? Is that the one that's the picture of him with Epstein? Right? Is that the photo of him? The photo of him on the island with his kids or whatever? Right? Is it because there's two, right? There is, let me show you. There's this photo, okay, which is Epstein and Lutnick, right? You see this one? This one is Epstein and Lutnick. You see Lutnick there in the blue shirt with the bald head, okay? And then there's the other photo that is Epstein and Lutnick and his kids, too. All right, guys. Dude, you ready? We got 11 minutes, baby. We're gonna pause right here. Yes, no, the other one is with his two sons, exactly. That's the wider shot one, right? That is this one. Hold on. I need to find one with his sons covered, though, because the censors don't like... The censors don't like if you show their faces. They if you show the sons' faces, the YouTube censors will shut it down. They will like demonetize you. Which is why they crop them out. Dude, Engrain, M's win. Yes, they beat the Braves, dude. They were the first team to beat the Braves. Oh, yeah, here's one. There it is. Ready? I found one that we can use here. There it is. This one has them blurred, but there it is. There's Lutnick on the island with some individuals with their faces blurred, so it's legit and we don't have to worry about the YouTube censors. But yeah, man, that is pretty brutal, right? That is some brutal shit that these guys are selling, dude. And now Lutnick's trying to redefine the word I, okay?
I would never be in a room attempting to redefine what we've heard thus far is hours of testimony where he's attempting to redefine the meaning of the word I. He claims that when he said, I would never be in a room again with Jeffrey Epstein, he meant only him and Jeffrey Epstein. Epstein was so gross to him, so disgusting, that he wasn't willing to be in a room with him, but he was perfectly okay with his wife and family being in a room with Epstein. He's lying. And today's transcribed interview is part of the ongoing cover-up, because the American people deserve to see the video of what's taking place in there. They deserve to see the sweat on the secretary's brow as he struggles to answer basic questions about his lies to the American people. So we're going to continue to listen and ask tough questions, but unfortunately it appears that Secretary Lutnick is not going to take any responsibility for lying to the American people today.
Dude, isn't that crazy? Dude, I don't think your son deserves a slice of pizza. All right, Elf, let's go. Love it. No pizza for Bryce. Dude, isn't that bullshit? Dude, everybody in Trump's circle, man, it's like they are all like terminally guilty, guys. They are all deeply connected to this shit. All right? Here we go. Here's another one.
Howard Lutnick should resign. That was absolutely mind-boggling what we just heard in the room. He was evasive, nervous, he was dishonest. He would not admit to lying, which he clearly did in the podcast. He said he was never in the room with Jeffrey Epstein ever again after the first time he met him. Yet he then admitted that he was in the room with Jeffrey Epstein. I had to ask him whether he and I were in the same room just now, because I couldn't understand his meaning of we were in the same room together. And then he said that Jeffrey Epstein was a sick man, that he would never want to be in the room with him again. Yet
But he
was
went
in the
to
room
the
with him
island.
again when he visited his island where Jeffrey Epstein raped women, underage women, and he brought his kids and his friends with him to that island when he met with Jeffrey Epstein. He said he never met with Jeffrey Epstein again socially, yet he admits that that was a social visit to his island. And so he was clearly being dishonest. He was clearly being evasive. And finally, he doesn't remember why he went to Jeffrey Epstein's island, which is also mind-boggling. He somehow remembers going to the island after pictures surfaced of him being at the island, but he doesn't remember why he went to the island. And we had the emails. That's why we found out he was at the island.
Dude, I'm sorry, but if I take a private helicopter to an island that somebody owns, I am going to remember why I took a helicopter there. I may not remember what I had for lunch in 1990, but I certainly remember every private island I went to that was owned by a single individual in 1990. Give me a break, dude. Dude, Elf says, dance party DDR. Let's go DDR. All right, guys. We need 16, baby. 16 in 5. It is time to get serious. Let's go. Dude, I remember Hawaii. Okay, I went to Hawaii like 3 years ago. Man, I remember the layout of we stayed in a penthouse fucking hotel room that overlooked Waikiki Beach. I remember like exactly like the layout of that place. I remember all the fucking stores we looked at, you know, like the Prada store and everything down on the, you know, the fucking magic guy and the dancers, the street performers. Like, give me a fucking break, dude. Oh, he's like, I don't remember why I went to Jeffrey Epstein's island. Yeah, I happened to go to the island of one of the most, like, infamous people of the last half century. Why did I go there? Why did I go to Jeffrey's private island? Let me think about this. Yo, hey, do you know why I went to Epstein's island? Oh, fuck. Dude, I can't tell him that. Fuck, bro. Oh, shit. All right, fuck you. Don't tell me that shit. Right? That's how that conversation goes, right? You know, he's like, whoa. All right, I fucking definitely am going to pretend like I don't remember. Okay? Dude, Jason says, let's go, punks. Love you all. Let's go. Coming in hot from Australia. Let's go, baby. Dude, travel before gas spikes in June. Oh, Kim, let's go. Dude, yeah, unfortunately, we're not, like, we're flying to New York in August. So, dude, I that may be brutal. Dude, Jason's, let's go. Oh, shit, dude. Another one for Jason's, guys. 4 minutes. We need 13 and 4, baby. Let's get it together. Let's secure this dance party. Oh. Call the pretenders. We've got a hit. We do. Dude, Nutlick. Brutal, dude. Elf, let's go. Everyone knows about everything. Dude, those guys, they are all so crooked. Dude, they are all so crooked, boss. Safe to say I'm not flying Spirit. Dude, we flew like Spirit or JetBlue or whatever one time and never again, boss. It was the worst experience. Dude, Jason's, let's go. I mean, guys, let me just say, part of me is like, oh my God, that sucks that the low-cost carrier is gone. But also it's like, you know, Jesus, people don't have to suffer flying on that fucking shitty airline anymore either. You know, because it was like, I remember after I did go on it, I posted like this GIF of like a guy sliding into second base and his face going right into the ass of the player. Because it was so bad, dude. They fucked everything up, bro. The whole time, everything about it was just so like terrible. I was like, holy fucking shit, dude. Never again, bro. Dude, never again, dude. It was so bad. 2 minutes, guys. We are 11 away, baby. Let's go. 2 minutes. We got this. Here's a little sampler platter. Yeah, I know, dude. And no, Trump did not bail out Spirit Airlines. But guys, dude, you know, oh, hey, NSA, let's go. Here's the thing, though, guys, does it suck that 17,000 jobs got lost? Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Ella. So it does suck that 17,000 jobs got lost. But, guys, Trump eliminated like 150,000 government jobs that were high-paying jobs with good retirement and good benefits and health care. And he got rid of 150,000, you know? So, like, dude, Spirit is, like, bad, but it's the least of our fucking worries, man. Because Trump is literally grinding through government jobs like that. Sucks, dude. All right, guys, 1 minute, 9 away. We got this. No, dude, my hips do not lie. 8 away. Let's go. Hey, NSA, let's go. 8 away, guys. 45 seconds. Coming in hot, baby. Here we go. Here we go. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. 7 away. 30 seconds. Dude, we got this. 6 away. Oh, hey, NSA, let's go. Spirit will be back. Dude, I mean, maybe. I'm telling you right now, if that JetBlue merger had gone through, both airlines would be gone. I think JetBlue's going to be gone within a year. Okay? If these oil prices keep up, dude, JetBlue is going to go under. You watch. 7, 6, 5, 6 away, guys. 3, 2, 1, 5 away. The Ella, let's go. Oh! All right. We're going to add the bonus timer, 1 minute timer. Here we go. Let's go 4 away. Go into the 1 minute bonus. We go into the 1 minute bonus round. 4 Moss. Three away. Let's go, Steph. Oh. Oh, dude, 3 away. We got this. We got this. I believe. I believe. Woo. Dude, it's Trump. Dude, Trump doesn't know what the fuck is going on. 3 away, baby. We're rebooting. Hold on. We got this. Sorry, I got to take care of something here real quick. All right. Two away. Let's go. On here. Dude, 1 away, Talia, let's go. Go Spurs, go. All right, hold on here. There we go. All right. There we go. Sorry. I had to like, Google was making me do some verification thing for my account. Bro, GT. All right, Elf said, true story. I met a handful of people in Aspen and they were let go because of relationships. Dude, that sucks, bro. Dude, that is fucking brutal, dude. Dude, Talia says, Game 2, go Spurs, go. San Antonio ties Minnesota finals. All right, dude, let's go. You fucking a Spurs fan? Kicking ass. Dude, the Lakers lost last night. My ex read me the Katakanya newspapers in Honolulu. Let's go. Dude, I love Honolulu, boss. Dude, Hawaii's got some vibes. All right, so we made it. We made it. So, dude, Hawaii has vibes. Let me just tell you, like, once we got to Hawaii, there's like an energy there that has vibes. Yeah, Jason's, it's because the timer, we ran out. We ran out of time. We had to go into bonus time. Okay? So that's why the fucking timer ran out. All right, here we go. Here's Yasemin, right? I'm sorry. She is, dude, I should be following her. But she talks about it too.
After what we have seen so far in this transcribed interview, I feel very comfortable saying that Howard Lutnick is a pathological liar who is enabling the most egregious cover-up in American history. We have now gone through the timeline of events with him in detail, an excruciating detail, from when they met in 2005. This is Howard Lutnick and his wife meeting Jeffrey Epstein. He described it himself in great detail on a podcast last year where he said that they went to his home, they took a tour, and allegedly were so uncomfortable after seeing the massage tables in Jeffrey Epstein's home that Howard Lutnick went on this podcast to tell the American people that he himself, and my colleagues referenced the definitions he tried to change of what he meant there, but he said that he would never socially or professionally be involved or be in a room with Jeffrey Epstein again. Then in 2012, he took his family and his staff to Jeffrey Epstein's island. I focus my questions today on how he could have done that if him and his wife were truly so uncomfortable, especially when in 2008, we know that Jeffrey Epstein was accused and the sweetheart deal took place for soliciting a minor. Howard Lutnick tried.
There were 40 victims in that 2008 case. 40 underage victims in that case. The sweetheart deal. 40. All right, that the Palm Beach police interviewed and had on record, had evidence of.
To tell us in that room that he essentially didn't know any of that. I asked him, how did I, as a child at the time, see this all over the media about Jeffrey Epstein, and you, an adult who was this person's neighbor who had engaged with him before, how could you possibly not have known? I mean, the level of the lies that are taking place inside that room without video is unbelievable and part of this egregious cover-up. I recommend that every single American, when this interview is released, read the document in full.
See, this is the thing that pisses me off, guys. Okay, and I'm going to end it here and we're going to move on because we've covered all the ground. Until we get this transcript, we're not going to have more. But what pisses me off is the denial of this that is coming from the MAGA camp. Okay, we listened to MAGA for years talking about this. Epstein. We had people, guys, with the fucking binders, okay? The MAGA influencers. Here they are. Let's look who we got. We got 𝗙ecie🗧🗏. We got 𝗙cie𝗶𝗏𝗏 from Libs of TikTok. We got Liz Wheeler. We got Scott Pressler. Okay, we got fucking Chad Prather. We got Jack Posobiec. Okay, I don't know who this guy is. Right? I can't see his face, but you know what I'm saying? I mean, we had Bongino. We had Kash Patel. They literally ended up in the FBI And the minute Trump's name was over everything, they just like dropped it. They're like over this shit. They're done with it. And they keep insisting that, yeah, no, Trump was exonerated. Trump had nothing to do with it. But like, bro, everybody in Trump's orbit, everyone in his personal orbit is deeply in there. His fucking labor secretary the first time around was in there, was the guy who gave him the deal. If you hated Jeffrey Epstein and you abhorred this guy and you thought this guy was a creep and the degenerate, why would you give a labor secretary cabinet position to the man who let him off of jail time? If you thought Epstein deserved jail, you would not have hired the guy who let him off. And Trump's lawyer, 𝗙𝗪𝗏, was involved in this, and that now Trump has another Epstein devotee in his cabinet. RFK Jr. was on the plane. Like, everybody in Trump's orbit has been involved in this shit. Okay? Everybody. And I am so tired of like the MAGA people being like, no, man, all of that is just some crazy coinky-dink, right? And Trump is the one innocent guy. Dude, yeah, even Elon, right? Trying to go to the island and Epstein being like, yo, yeah, Peter Thiel, all their money guys, all of them. And then Elon saying Trump's in the files, right? I mean, remember Elon's tweet, dude? Right? Time to drop the really big bomb. Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That's the real reason they've not been made public. Have a nice day. Mark this post for the future. The truth will come out. I mean, hey, we're starting to wonder. We are actually starting to wonder if that truth is ever coming out, boss. You know? Dude. It is like to me, guys, to me, that is offensive more than any of this shit. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm offended that these guys are lying, cheating, stealing, and hiding this shit and covering it up. But I expect them because they're all felonious sociopaths that are involved. But I am even more offended that a bunch of voters, okay, like for instance, Bill Clinton, okay, dude, I don't know what went down with Bill Clinton, but it sure seems like something did. And I would never let Bill Clinton get near a leadership position anywhere in this country again. Okay? But all of these voters of Trump's who are saying like, yeah, no, Trump had nothing to do with it. Dude, why is he hiring all these guys that are deeply in there? Why is every one of his associates? Why did they hide his name? Why are they illegally holding the files? Why is Trump's personal lawyer like fucking blocking this shit? I mean, give me a fucking break. Who is she? Yasmin is a representative, right?
What we have
from
seen
Arizona,
so far in-
right? She's an Arizona congressman, Democrat congressman. All right, dude. Why is MAGA okay with PDFs? I don't know, dude. 𝗙𝗪𝗏 was removed. I know the truth, but the situation was really different, dude. Let's go, Elf, dude. Who's 𝗙𝗪𝗏 was removed from where? Let's go. Dude. Elon, yeah, no, Elon is in the file. Amanda Devine is that who the reporter dude that interviewed Lutnick? Dude, she was a piece of work. She was like laughing at his shit. Dude, she was a violin player. She got removed from an orchestra? Is that what you're saying? From the Aspen Orchestra? Is there anything we can do to compel them? So Allie, so they have like the EFTA, okay, the Epstein Files Transparency Act has made it illegal, right? They're breaking the law with their failure to release the Epstein files and their failure to account for the way they did redactions. But here's the problem. The problem is the enforcement branch of the government is the executive. So as long as the Republicans hold the executive branch, we can't do anything. Okay? When we have the executive branch in 2028, then we can enforce the EFTA. But that's the problem, is Congress makes the law, the Supreme Court argues the constitutionality of the law, but it is the executive branch, which is the presidency, the FBI, and the Department of Justice, that enforce the law. And as long as Trump is in power, the executive branch is only going to enforce the law when they're trying to arrest, James Comey, Tish James, fucking, Fani Willis, fucking Barack Obama, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, yeah. So until 2028, we're fucked. Now, guys, I swear to you, I feel like the reason why they are so desperate to make sure that Democrats never get in power again is to make this shit disappear. Like, I feel like this shit, I've said this before, that I have felt like the powers that be that have backed Trump, even into the presidency, were maybe about trying to make sure this shit never saw the light of day. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot more. There are just so many heads that could roll from this that it feels like the reason why the Republican Party is literally not doing anything to change, what appears to be this sort of fascist Trump takeover is because they're trying to protect everybody that is in there, because heads of state all over the world are going to go down if this shit comes out. I mean, it kind of feels that way, doesn't it? Doesn't it feel like they're really going to great lengths, to cover this shit up? It feels really crazy. I've never seen anybody go so hardcore at trying to prevent this shit from coming to the surface. I mean, dude. Just thinking about Bongino and Patel. Those guys spent years of their life arguing about this shit, and then they literally became the head of the FBI, and then they're just yeah, nothing to see here. I'm like, dude, I'm not buying that for a minute. What they saw, modified their fucking psyches, dude. You know what I'm saying? I can't even imagine what's in there. Said Todd Blanche doesn't care. Todd Blanche is Trump's personal lawyer. Todd Blanche's job is to protect Donald Trump. So yeah, we need, between now and 2028, guys, we need to win the House, we need to win the Senate, and we need to win the presidency. Okay? It starts with the House here in 2026, and maybe the Senate, or we get close to the Senate, but we have to win the House, the Senate, and the presidency in 2028. And then we have to let the Democrats know in no uncertain terms that if they don't do this shit and follow this shit up, we're going to burn it all down to the ground. Okay? We are going to burn the whole government down to the ground. That they get one shot to not fuck this up, bro. One shot. with them in it. Dude, I like the way Cherry thinks. Dude, Cherry, you're like, you're speaking my language now. Let's go. Dude, Bingo Bongo. Dude, Bongino. Dude, what the fuck, bro? What the fuck is, like, this shit is crazy. Yeah, well, Conrad, it's not about trust. You know what I'm saying? I think at this point, it doesn't matter if we trust or don't trust. We need to put them in power, and then we need to force accountability. Or we fucking, you know, protest until their existence is highly uncomfortable. That's it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's like you get them back in power and then you fucking protest. Like, we have to use our voices while they're in power. Instead of no kings, we have to have a nationwide Epstein files now protest. And then we have to have protesters go out to the Capitol grounds and the White House grounds, and we have to just be there 24/7 making demands of certain action and forcing them to come to a podium and tell us what they're doing about this shit while they have the power, right? That's the thing. That's when protest is really effective, when we have an opportunity to control the news cycle and make them come and answer for our demands when they have the power to actually deliver, right? It's like when they don't have any power, you can ask them to do shit, but they can't really do anything. And normally what we do is the minute we get power, we all relax and are like, oh, good, we finally got power back. But I think we need to do an entire presidential and 2 Congress cycles of having power and protesting them for health care and to release the Epstein files and, like, literally make our voices be heard when they have the power to carry out our demands. And we have not done that. We normally, like, reserve our protests for election years and we reserve our protests for the other party when they've won. And so I think we can do this. I think maybe all this protesting of Trump and all this protesting of the Gaza shit has gotten us ready to do some protests when we have the power and really, you know, and I don't know, maybe by then I'll be a big enough voice that I can help get some of that started, right? I think we could really make some big changes, guys. It really is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think, you know, what Uncle F is saying, this is a pivotal point in human history. I really think it is, man. Dude, I think what a great time to be alive, man. You know, this could be like the 60s all over again, but like better, right? Better. Bamf. Yes, Elf. I am the Bamf. Let's go. Dude, I'm a little excited. Now, I'm going to be honest, and I have to give you some honesty here so you don't think I'm this crazy well of positivity, okay? I do wake up most days and I get online and I am so overwhelmed by the right-wing media machine and Elon's manipulative algorithm that I wake up and I feel like ick. Like, we're buried, it's over, we're done, we're never going to get out of this. I wake up most days with that feeling, and then I spend my day making content or combating that energy online till I get to a point of like, no, man, we got this. We're going to win this battle. And that is literally the fight that I do every single day, where some days I wake up optimistic, but most days I have to fight to get optimistic. Like, I have to go out and combat misinformation. I have to make content. I have to, like, expose the lies. I have to do that shit every fucking single day, man. It is like a workout regimen of cultivating a belief and a gumption to keep going in this fight, okay? And to keep fucking fighting this shit. Now, I will say about the pastry, I don't really eat pastries. I don't like pastries, so I don't have a favorite pastry, right? I don't. Dude, I don't really like pastries. Like bakeries, I go in there and I'm like, this shit is boring, right? If I had to pick one, maybe there was like a coffee cake that like Starbucks used to have that was really the only reason to go into Starbucks. Their coffee cake was pretty good. That Starbucks coffee cake, did you guys ever have that? That was actually really good, right? Their coffee sucks, and the whole company should be burned to the ground except for that coffee cake. All right, whatever it was. It was like the little Starbucks cake that was in the squares. That shit was good, right? But I don't really eat pastries for the most part. I don't really like that. When I eat like sugary stuff, I eat like candy, like Baby Ruths or Reese's peanut butter cups, like candy like that, the toxic chocolate candy. Or I eat chocolate ice cream, right? But I don't really do the cakes and the cookies and shit like that. I'm not a huge fan, right? Cheesecake I used to like when I worked at a deli. I did like cheesecake, but I only ate it when I worked at a deli. I don't go out of my way to get cheesecakes or anything like that. I mostly don't do pastries, right? I don't. Yeah, I'm just not a pastry guy. I find baked goods to be a little dry. The only baked goods I eat are like rye bread and garlic naan, right? I eat rye bread and I eat naan, right? And the garlic naan, and that's really it. Or bagels. I'll do bagels. I love garlic bagels or everything bagels. But other than that, other than like rye bread, some bagels, and naan, I don't really do any pastries. I know, it's weird. It's just a weird thing. I'm not really a pastry guy, right? Go figure. Dude, I don't like regular cakes. For my birthday, instead of a cake, I'd rather have an ice cream cake, right? Ice cream cake, that I would do. I did work at Baskin-Robbins. That was my first job, was at Baskin-Robbins, and it was amazing, dude. So I do the ice cream cakes. Let's go. All right, but moving on. All right, thank you, Lutnick. Fuck you, boss. Fuck these Trumpers. All right, we're going to look at some other shit here. Let me see what we got on tap, guys. All right. Dude, this shit is pissing me off, though, bro. All right? It is. It is pissing me off, dude. All right? Let's look at... I don't know how much of this we're going to get to, but we're steaming along. We're making pretty good time, dude. But I want to look at some of this TYT shit. Okay? Because TYT is fucking around, boss. Anna and Cenk are fucking around. Okay? I'm telling you right now, guys, okay? We have a barrier that we need to contend with in 2028. And we got to start now by debunking, and this has to do with TYT. I hate to give Anna and Cenk any like leeway on this, but it's become very obvious to me that Cenk and Anna are specifically trying to move people from the left toward Tucker Carlson. Okay? They are trying to dismantle a leftist Democrat coalition, and they instead are trying to peel people into the Tucker Carlson populist realm, which is either, dude, let's go elf dance. We are going to be dancing, boss. We did. We made it. Which is either to help Tucker and those guys win, or to create enough of a dismantling force that it will jack the Democrats and help Peter Thiel win. Because I'm telling you right now, guys, you ready? So Cenk and Anna could go either way. They could be stumping for Tucker Carlson to be a part of his political movement, or they could be working for Peter Thiel, Polymarket Studios, right? And they could be stumping for Tucker to try and weaken the Democrats so Peter Thiel's J.D. Vance wins the election in 2028. I mean, literally, it could be either one of those. Okay? I don't know, but I know that they are not going to help the Democrats win in any way, shape, or form. They are only going to harm us. Okay? They're only going to harm us. So that is like facts. So we do need to dismantle them, guys. So I would like to look at some of this TYT stuff. Okay? We're going to go to fucking the Young Turks and we're going to look at some of these videos here, right? Dude, their channel is so burnt, bro. Okay? All right. So one of the things we need to look at is this Candace Owens stuff. There was a video I saw on here because in particular now, they're kind of working for fucking Candace and Tucker. Okay? Yeah, here we go. Tucker stuns New York Times reporter, right? Dude, look at these titles, guys. Look at these titles. This is a left-wing news channel that is saying New York Times gotcha of Tucker Carlson backfires. Bro, seriously, if 8 years ago, okay, 7 years ago, when I started streaming Fortnite, if you came and told me that the progressive news network, the left-wing progressives, would be using a title like New York Times gotcha of Tucker Carlson backfires, I would be like, yo, dude, what are you saying? You know what I'm saying? What on earth? Right? Like, what world are we living in where that is their title, dude? Like, are you shitting me? There's no fucking way, dude. Dude, this title is like right-wingers are going to see this and maybe start watching, okay? They're absolutely feeding a right-wing audience, a completely right-wing audience. How the fuck is this guy still on this network, dude? Dude, why is John still there? Okay? Why is John still on this network? There's just no... Dude, Tucker humbles Trump. Dude. John, you need to get off the network, boss. There was another one I saw, too. I think they changed the title of this Candace Owens one. But yeah, let's watch. There was one here that was like 5 minutes. Okay, there was a 5-minute video that was 𝗙𝗪cie𝗶𝗹𝗀, I think, talking about Candace Owens. It was only 5 minutes long. Now I can't. Oh, here it is. Yeah, there it is. These two. Okay? This got messy. Candace Owens fires back at Erika Kirk. Dude. Is annoying on the left. So is anyone on the left gullible enough to fall for TYT's buffoonery? So here's what it is, guys. So I don't know that it's like somebody on the left being gullible enough to fall for TYT's buffoonery. What it is, guys, is it's about weaponizing our resentment. Okay? So if you look at MAGA, okay, a lot of people move into MAGA. Some of them are because they're dumb and they're sheep, but some of them move there because they are angry. They're angry at transgender people or they're angry at immigrants. And so they go to the place where everybody's like, yeah, we're angry too. Fuck those guys. And they all like rage. Okay. So it's not like you get talked into it. It's like your anger gets weaponized until you just want to be around the other angry people because then that feels like relief from the anger. Dude, Elf says, long story short, Ellen and I went to school together. She was very aggressive with auditions and the other stuff. When we saw each other, she was a very different person that I knew. Let's go! Dude, let's go, Elf. Thank you, boss. You're saying like she was a very different person than who you knew in school, like she had changed? Right? So that's what it is, guys, is I think it becomes when your resentment gets out of control, then eventually the only way to feel relief is to be surrounded by other people with a similar resentment. And then your group resentment and complaining and commiserating in it feels like a sense of relief, okay? This is how people get into toxic friendships. This is how people get into toxic workplace environments. So what happens with TYT is if they find people who are just so upset about the genocide in Gaza, and they're so upset about Israel and Netanyahu and the Zionism to where they just can't get through the day without being fucking irate about this, eventually, if they find an in-group of people with a little bit of political power who are like, yes, we understand why you feel that way and you should, and the Democrats are fucking you, and MAGA is fucking you, and Trump is fucking you, but we are going to provide the answer. People will be like, all right, well, dude, fuck the Democrats, fuck MAGA, I'm going to try this new thing. And this is kind of how they reel you in, okay? This is how the manosphere guys do it, right? The manosphere guys that go after young guys are like, they go to the young boys and they say, yeah, man, like girls are mean to you. They lie to you. They're using you. All they do is do OnlyFans. You should be mad at girls, right? We're going to take care of you. Come hang out with us. And yeah, dude, it's like the gay people are causing you harm. And they're making it so the white man isn't getting the opportunities because of DEI. This is how the manosphere does it. And they just, you have these boys that aren't necessarily like woman haters or LGBTQ haters, but they're insecure and they're angry and they're scared about their future. And somebody comes in and identifies the cause and says, yeah, we got some of the answers and it's okay for you to feel that way. You're not crazy. Here's why you feel that way. And people just get like sucked in. You get sucked in, right? Yes, the young white male men do get sucked in. And I'll be honest, guys. I think this can happen to anyone, okay? I think it can happen to anyone who lets their resentment get out of control, okay? You really need to read about violin playing. Let's go, Elf! Dude, I don't really know a lot about violin playing. I just know what, like, I saw of Daphne, but, like, I know it's a fucking, like, a brutal dog-eat-dog fucking world, though, right? Especially if you're doing, like, high-level shit, You know what I'm saying? I just think, guys, like, for me, you ready? So for me, guys, as an addict who I'm coming up in a couple of weeks, it's going to be 19 years of sobriety, should I make it. But as an addict, my resentment of people was like what kept me in my addiction. And so I think it's not really that different with shit like this, okay? Is that if people have resentment, okay, you can get addicted to being resentful and having it play out through, whatever, acting out online or acting out in groups with group hatred and group targeting. Like, it can be very addicting to find power in that, like, relieving your resentment with that group dynamic, right? TYT is doing that now, or leftists fell into that, and that's why TYT had so many lefties supporting them. No, see, I think TYT is trying to cultivate that now, okay? Like, I think there are a lot of leftists who are upset about Gaza and who are upset about fucking, Israel and upset about the state of America, but they're not filled with resentment. They're filled with, like, a desire to change America and to fight for it, right? But then there are some people that are filled with resentment and they feel like, what's the use? What's the use of voting? What's the use of like choosing the Democrats over the Republicans? What's the use of running for office? What's the use of getting involved in campaigns? A lot of people are starting to feel like so apathetic, right? And it's not just lefties. It's a lot of people in the middle too. It is kind of a black pill thing, yeah. And so I don't even think that TYT is after leftists necessarily. I think they're like the black pill, really, when you think about it. They're sort of playing the negatives on both sides. And you know, Cenk is like, you can't trust anybody except us, right? Me and Anna are the only trustworthy, and Tucker, and now Candace Owens and MTG, right? I think they're like a black pill thing now, where they're just looking for anyone who is MAGA or independent or Democrat. I think they're almost anti-leftists, really. They seem to hate the leftists more than they hate fucking MAGA at this point. But I think they're trying to find people who are just resentful and angry at both parties, and they're trying to reel them into whatever their new, like, anti-everything but them movement. And I think they're trying to monetize that. And I don't know, guys. I almost feel like it is to sabotage in order to maybe help the fucking Polymarket crew. I mean, they were Polymarket Studios, so I don't think it's unreasonable. I don't think it's unreasonable to think that them just disabling the Democratic Party enough for Peter Thiel's boys to win that almost seems like it could be realistic. That maybe they're working for the Peter Thiel set more than they even are like the Tucker Carlson set, you know? I don't know, but I don't trust them. I don't trust them, you know? Because, I mean, they're still appealing to leftist interests, right? They still are. Look at them. You'll see them. They're appealing to leftist interests a little bit, but they're also appealing to the fucking, you know, that the like disaffected America First interest, and they are definitely centered around this anti-Israel thing. But I don't know, dude. They're like really fake, right? Dude, JD, oh my God. JD is like that guy is toxic, bro. Right? That guy, Cenk was promoting a book while trying to run for president. Dude, Cenk was like union busting while trying to run for Congress as a progressive. Dude, what the hell, dude? All right, you ready? Let's watch Anna here. I'm curious because Anna is starting to be a Candace Owens devotee, right? Right? It's dude, what is that video? Is that video? They made a video about JD Vance not being the establishment? There's no fucking way, dude.
I got to be honest with you guys. So instead, I'm just going to fast forward to who I think this was actually about, and that's Candace Owens. Because Candace Owens, you know, is doing her own investigation into Charlie Kirk's assassination, and she is looking into Erika Kirk. And I don't know, I don't know what to make of that. I don't watch. I watched like a few episodes in the very beginning, and then she lost me. She started talking about a guy named Pierre, and I'm like, who's Pierre? I don't know. There's too much going on, so I just stopped. Right. However, she does address Candace. Let's go to that video then. Let's watch one more video, and then we'll go to Candace's response.
In this culture we're living in, absorbs disagreement as a form of personal betrayal. It turns having an opposing viewpoint into a moral crime worthy of punishment. And here's what I've realized.
Dude, like, she'll call all of us evil, and then she'll be like, oh, you're turning a difference of opinion into a moral judgment. It's like, pick a lane, idiot. Pick a lane.
All of this, truly, having lived through quite literal hell these past 7 months, if you strip someone of their humanity long enough, you will arrive at the chilling conclusion that they don't deserve to exist at all.
Oh, you mean like if you call people groomers or fucking demons or evil every day over and over and over again, you might strip away their humanity? Is that what you're saying? And maybe you shouldn't run around saying everybody's a groomer, a demon, right? I mean, it just sounds familiar. I feel like there's not a day that goes by where I don't get called a fucking groomer or a demon by some TPUSA asshole with a big ass cross around their neck. Right? Yeah, I know. They're calling us groomers while they are grooming everyone in sight.
Every morning I wake up to a new headline lying about me. I have comedians dressing up in whiteface.
Whiteface.
I have people saying I'm not fit to be CEO.
You
and
are
I
not.
have Candace Owens claiming I murdered my husband. And the list goes on and on and on. There is a serious epidemic of dehumanization plaguing this country.
So Candace Owens has responded. She says, very uncomfortable to watch, painful prompt to read, a speech clearly written by someone else, objectively terrible, so they will now pay for people to tell us otherwise. Also, of everything I've said about Erika, she chooses to respond to something I never said. They always lie.
Dude, I can't stand Candace Owens. I can't. Like, she is toxic and batshit and so dangerous, but I have to hand it to her. Every time she shreds somebody in a paragraph, it is always so good. Like, she is so good at watching Erika Kirk and then just pinpoint accuracy every fucking thing that Erika Kirk does wrong. Candace is just like, you suck, you suck, you suck. This was fucking ridiculous. You are incredibly bad at this. And you know what I'm saying? You read it and you're like, holy shit. She literally just described the whole scene in 5 sentences. She's so good at the takedowns. She is. She's really good at takedowns online. I mean, she's had, a decade of practice, right? Is Anna or Erika worse than your dachshund? Your dachshund? How do you pronounce it? Dachshund, right? Dude, I don't know, dude. You have a wiener dog? Let's go. Dude, yeah, see, Erika is really terrible online. She's terrible socially. She's terrible speaking. Erika Kirk is terrible at the online game. And Candace Owens is so good at it. They're so mismatched. It is like Mike Tyson boxing a toddler in the online forum. Erika just has no chance, dude. She's just not. Erika is not a capable fighter. I mean, she's sitting there, she's made herself the most famous person around by never stepping out of the spotlight and by making some of the worst media decisions with the dead body and the casket and the dancing and the fucking leather pants and the pyrotechnics and all this shit of you've awoken, and then she gets online and is like, everybody's mean to me. Oh, they're making up stories. It's yo, no shit. What did you think they do? What did they do to Charlie? What did Charlie do to everybody he tried to destroy? Where have you been for the last 15 fucking years? You know what I'm saying? Seriously, what were you doing? Were you tradwifing and baking bread in a fucking backyard oven or some shit for the last 10 years? Have you paid attention to the political or fame climate in America at all since you were born? She acts like she just figured out what goes on when people are famous. Come on, dude. It's cry me a river, Like, seriously. Yeah, I look at her and I'm just like, shut the fuck up. Like, yo, Erika, yo, I mean, dude, you're dumb as fuck. You were on a reality TV show. Your husband was famous. You were like in the Trump circle. You've been online for the last 10 years. What the hell? What do you think was going to go on when you made yourself the most famous person in the world? You think everybody was going to get their like toenails done and have a sing circle, sing you kumbaya and like, you know, make you grilled cheese and shit, deliver them to you in your mailbox? Dude, young white mailmen delivering grilled cheeses. Shut the fuck up. Dude, that's it. Oh, she's cut off. Dude, I get so feisted. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because she's so dumb. She is dumb as shit.
So I can't fact check that because I don't watch her show religiously, and I don't know whether or not she has said that Erika Kirk killed him. I know that she's, you know, doing her own investigation, and she has people within Turning Point USA who are leaking things to her. But I would just say, I don't know how to feel about this because part of me feels really bad for Erika Kirk, but I also think that she's not helping herself by putting out videos like this.
And Anna, what else? And you, in order to stay in the Tucker camp, you can't say anything bad about Candace. You are now a Candace devotee. Come on, Anna.
The worst thing about fame or being a public figure is fame and being a public figure. It sucks. It's actually one of the worst things in the world because you're going to be attacked unfairly constantly. Sometimes you're attacked fairly, sometimes incredibly unfairly.
True.
And you don't feel like you are able to defend yourself because every time you attempt to do that, you just make it worse and you dig yourself into a deeper hole. And that's what I would just say to her because...
Yeah, but we should note that Anna's not like super famous. I mean, she's getting a little more infamous now that she's yelling at neighbors about Israel and doing the happy merchant and shit. But still, though, even at Anna's level, you do get attacked. You do. It's like any level of fame. But Anna's like, oh, dude, yeah, she is kind of making the whole like, oh, it's been so hard for me. Oh, they come after me unfairly. Although we're going to look in a minute because Anna, like her husband is in deep shit. Okay, Laura Loomer has kind of fucked up Anna's situation. We're going to get to that in a second, though.
I can tell it's really like taking a toll on her. And yeah, she comes across as inauthentic, and that's why people mock her. The final thing I'll say is we have to protect speech, including the speech and expression of comedians. And yes, comedians have been mocking her. Some might find it incredibly cruel, in poor taste, whatever you might think about it.
It's awesome.
You don't have to like it, but it's important.
Dude, the 𝗙ście shit is awesome. Come on, man.
To protect someone's right to do it. Like, we live in America. That's what they do. People are going to mock you. Comedians are going to make fun of you. And I'd rather live under a system like that than to silence people or tell comedians what they can and can't make jokes about.
Every time. So there is something, though, we should address here, guys, because what is going on with Anna and how Anna is now about to, Anna's sort of venturing into the find out zone of her behavior because her husband, okay, Christian Lopez, is a PE teacher at the Buckley School. Okay, now the Buckley School, I told you how my mom's boyfriend, okay, in the late 90s and into the early 2000s, probably till like, I don't know, I want to say 2006, my mom's boyfriend worked at the Buckley School. He was an electrician. It is very, very like exclusive. Like, we're talking Hollywood stars, $20 million of film level stars, studio heads. Okay. We're talking fucking, record label magnates, like big Beverly Hills lawyers. We're talking like the, movie producers, that kind of shit. We're talking like the wealthiest of the wealthiest, and it is particularly skewed towards the film and television industry. Okay, it is, it's not just that, but it definitely skews the Buckley School towards the entertainment industry. Now, there are a lot of Jewish people in the entertainment industry. Okay, there are. It's been an industry that they got into early when not a lot of people were getting into it, when nobody thought it was going to go anywhere. And there are family lineages that have been passed down in the film and entertainment industry the same way that like fucking Trump inherited his father's real estate business. Okay. And it's not like an overwhelming number, but there is a significant, Jewish contingent in the entertainment business. And there's a lot of contingents. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of nepotism from, actors who have kids that go into the business, et cetera, et cetera. But anyway, so the Buckley School, it has some like very wealthy Jewish parents that go to the Buckley School that are pretty miffed at some of the shit that 𝗙𝗪cie𝗶𝗹𝗀 is saying. Okay, because again, Anna's not like, she's not just behaving in a sort of pro-Palestinian, let's heal the Middle East kind of way. 𝗙𝗪cie𝗶𝗹𝗀 is just like on this anti-Israel tirade, and she is now partnering up with somebody like Tucker Carlson. And let me just tell you, okay, the Jewish liberals in Hollywood are never going to partner with Tucker Carlson. Okay, can I just tell you that like the liberals in the entertainment industry, even if they're not Jewish, are never going to fucking partner with Tucker Carlson. Okay, they're just not, because he's been talking about George Soros and all these like global cabal kind of shit forever, dude. He is not a popular figure in the entertainment industry. He's been lying, about with his replacement theory shit for a long time. So there's actually a petition going around, like the parents at the Buckley School are like petitioning to like have her husband, Anna's husband, make a statement about Anna disavowing the shit she says, or they're like wanting to, take some action because they're like, man, Anna feels like she's crossing a line a little bit. She's being a little vehement about it. And so Laura Loomer, like shining a light on Christian Lopez and the Buckley School and bringing all of that into the public, like they don't want to be associated with this. Okay. I don't think any school would want to, you know what I mean? I mean, think about it. If you're putting your kids in school, you don't want your school to be at the center of Laura Loomer and Candace Owens and 𝗙𝗪cie𝗶𝗹𝗀 like fighting online. You know what I mean? I mean, that is not going to generate any goodness for anybody's school. Even if my son was going to a grade school, or going to a middle school that was in the center of a Laura Loomer controversy, I'd be like, yo, we need to get Laura Loomer and this fucking online controversy like out of here. I mean, to me, that's kind of understandable, that they don't want to be the center of Laura Loomer and 𝗙𝗪cie𝗶𝗃𝗀's online battle, So it's gonna get interesting. Okay, it is gonna get interesting because I think they're like, people at the school are like, yo, Christian Lopez, why is Laura Loomer and your wife fighting about our school? on fucking Twitter. And why are we getting associated with Tucker Carlson and fucking, you know, and then Donald Trump and Marjorie Taylor Greene and all of these toxic fucking people, though? You know what I'm saying? Dude, that is, I mean, it's going to get interesting. Bro, oh shit. You know? Oh shit, dude. That's crazy. You know? They were talking about any other group, nothing would happen. No, I don't know that it's like that either, because I know that schools go to do battle with like libs of TikTok and shit. And you know, and there were schools that did battle with Charlie Kirk over this shit. I mean, this has been one of the right-wing tactics recently, at least in the last 10 years, right, has been either a school board or a library, or right, where what ends up happening is libs of TikTok or Moms for Liberty or some of these fucking crazy right-wing groups gets on a fucking on a rampage about a teacher or a librarian or a book or a pride flag, and then all of a sudden there's a national scandal centering around like a school. And you know, I think this is just one of those instances where now a national scandal is centering around a school, but like the woman who's starting the scandal or a part of the scandal, she's not starting it. I don't think Anna's starting it, but the woman who is now, she inserted herself into this fight with Loomer and Candace. Like Anna wasn't even involved, but she inserted herself into this. And now the school, like the husband of this woman who inserted herself into this nonsense, works at the school, right? So this is kind of like, you know, if you had a school that ended up at the center of a TPUSA or Libs of TikTok or Moms for Liberty fucking spectacle, and the woman in Moms for Liberty who was engaging in this, like her husband was working at your school, you'd be like, yo, what the fuck is your wife doing? You know? And I think that is like, it's not going to go good. And I mean, it doesn't help Anna's case that that school happens to be filled with a bunch of power players that all have really expensive lawyers and are all super connected, both politically and financially, you know? And oh, dude, oh God. Dude, yeah, Emily Austin. Dude, now Emily Austin is involved in this shit, right? And you remember her, right? I don't know if you guys remember Emily Austin, but guys, this goes way back. Let me take you. Dude, Emily Austin is part of the reason why my channel like got monetized. Can I just show you? You ready? Watch this. Okay? So you may not remember, but if I go to my oldest videos, okay, there was a Hassan video way back when. This is one of my earliest videos that blew up. I had a tweet that blew up when Hassan went on Piers Morgan, and this is Emily Austin, right? Dude, way back when. She was like holding the photo of the guy who like lost his hand or something. She was like on Hassan's ass. Dude, and now, dude, it's like 2 years later, and she's like now in the thick of this thing with fucking Anna. She is a psycho, dude. Dude, if you watch her talk in this video, like, dude, she is mental. She is fucking just, I mean, dude, she is like so mental, like so beyond mental. It is like unnerving how crazy she is. And it is wild, boss. This video, okay, this is how my channel got monetized. This one video, like so many people watched it that my channel got monetized. It was back when I was fucking streaming on Twitch, right? It was back when I was fucking streaming on Twitch, boss. Isn't that crazy? It's a paperback. Paper bags do, in fact, work. But yeah, so Anna, I just think like, I think Anna is like, she's getting reckless now. It seems like, you know, I don't know, man. I just think she is starting to get a little bit reckless in her, you know, crossing every, like, it's like she's crossing every boundary and like thinking like, oh, I can just piss these guys off and these guys off and those guys off and those guys off. And I can partner with this person, even though I used to be partnering with their enemies. And like, I think Anna is like, somehow she's got it in her head that she can just be everything to all sides. And I think it's going to blow up in her and Cenk Uygur's face. Like, I really do. They're sort of pissing everyone off in the process. And I don't think, you know, I don't think Tucker Carlson is going to be loyal to these guys. You know? I mean, you know what I mean? Like, they weren't even loyal to Trump, even though they helped him like get elected, but they're all turning on the Trump crew. I don't think they're going to be loyal to fucking Cenk and Anna, bro. They're not, dude. Let's watch the video, the cockroach video. Dude, so Emily calls her a cockroach. Dude, these people.
I just wanted to take a moment to...
Dude, I just can't look at Anna, right? I can't look at Anna without thinking like, remember what we just talked about how damaging resentment can be, right? I think Anna is like fueled 100% on resentment. Like, she wakes up resentful and then she goes about her day, and every night she goes to bed more resentful than the day before. Like there is never a day where Anna wakes up and goes to bed at the end of the day and feels like, oh, some of my resentment has been relieved. I think she literally is just like, yeah, she gets in the angry chair and she like turns it up every day. Dude, like, all right, I'm in the angry chair. Dude, let's see what 12 looks like. Dude, it is crazy. All right, you ready? Let's watch, though. I mean, it is for our entertainment, though. All right, here we go. Look at her. Oh, dude, she is fucking miffed, dude. So Emily Austin called her a cockroach. Dude, Natalie, does she put the tweet in here? Is the tweet that, like, does Anna here explain the tweet? I want to know if we have to go look at the tweet. I'm sure it's all in here, right? Oh, dude. All right. Yeah, we'll find it if we have to, but here we go. All right.
I just wanted to take a moment to just mention briefly one other thing. So I've engaged in lots of debates with the pro-Israel crowd. Most of them have been on Tucker Carlson's show. I've been on Al Arabia, I think 3 different times, oftentimes debating an entire panel of pro-Israel people. And it gets fiery, I get it. I mean, I had a Somali Uber driver tell me recently that he's a huge fan, supports everything I do, but just wants me to stay calmer. I get it, I need to stay calmer. But at the end of the day, what I focus on is the substance of the debate. Yes, sometimes I will call people like Jonathan Conricus a terrorist because I genuinely think he's a terrorist. It's not just an ad hominem, I'm just trying to inform the public of what I genuinely think about the IDF spokesperson. However, the pro-Israel crowd seems to be getting desperate. And the reason why I know that is because they don't even try to engage the substance anymore. They just engage in dehumanizing insults. And Emily Austin, who gets paid by Israel to carry out their Hasbara and admitted as such on her take when I used to be a host on that show, decided to compare me to a cockroach. Now, this was on the night of the Met Gala. She tweeted something about it, and I ignored it because the vermin thing has a very ugly history. And she, as a Jewish American, knows that. She knows that.
Oh, fuck, dude.
And I found it so gross, I didn't want to draw attention to it. So I ignored it the first night.
Dude, Variety says a cockroach has arrived at the Met Gala. Oh my God, dude. And Emily Austin's like, why was Anna Kasparian invited to the Met Gala? Oh, dude. Oh, Jesus. That is like, they are just harshing, bro, harshing on Anna. Oh my God, dude.
And then the second night, she decided to put out a video making the same joke. And I responded to it and just made a point about how they can never dismantle my arguments. First, they try to smear you as an anti-Semite, of course. They try to get you fired. If that doesn't work, they'll go after your family, as they've done with my husband, and try to get him fired. And by the way, they might accomplish that. And if they do, I will go nuclear.
Yeah, that's what I was just talking about with the shit at the Buckley School. Again, Anna Kasparian inserted herself into this. None of this involved Anna, okay? Laurel Loomer has been on like a 6-day bender with Candace Owens, and Anna Kasparian inserted herself into this fucking thing, which I don't know why she's, defending Candace, but let's look at the Emily Austin video real quick. All right, we do have this. All right, here's Emily Austin's video. Now, she is crazy. This woman, Emily, she is nuts, okay? She's batshit.
I was really upset last night because Anna Kasparian was invited to the Met Gala, but I wasn't. Look at her grand arrival.
Oh, Erika, he's hungry.
Look at that.
Get a photo.
So much attention.
Get a photo.
So much attention for Anna Kasparian, and I was invited.
Get a photo. Yeah.
Why are we cheering for her? Guys, stop laughing. I know I'm funny. I have jokes.
All right. So there's the video. Yeah. Dude. Then we look at Anna. Dude, what's up, Fantomas? Dude, I mean, this is all so stupid. But her husband might get fired over this. Not because of like, oh, shit that Anna's saying, right? He might get fired because Anna has pulled their school into the middle of this national circus with a bunch of like very wealthy, powerful people that don't want their school that is filled with a lot of liberals associated with a Laurel Loomer national circus. You know what I mean? And so like, dude, Anna's like, I will go nuclear. Dude, oh shit. Oh, all right, here we go. And dude, yeah, so there we go. It's Emily versus Anna. Oh shit, dude. Oh shit. Dude, why? Why is she going into this?
They'll do whatever it takes to censor you, destroy you. They'll never engage the substance of your argument. And that's what losers do. That's when they basically publicly acknowledge for the rest of the world, we are not on the winning side of this issue. We know that we're attempting to defend the indefensible. So rather than even engage in a defense of Israel, we're just gonna smear those who are trying to get the truth to the American people. So we make better decisions in our political system and get the pro-Israel crowd out of our government. So I don't know what to say really about Emily Austin and the fact that she decided to invoke one of the most disgusting, dehumanizing, vermin statements made against the Jews during the Holocaust. somehow it's okay. And by the way, I don't care what Emily Austin has to say. I'm unbothered by Emily Austin, but I just want to note that what gets them so riled up is that I have a problem with innocent people getting killed. I have a problem with millions now in the Middle East being displaced from their homes being demolished, not just in Gaza, okay, not just in Gaza. Israel has been involved in the destruction of Syria, Libya, Iraq, Iran, even though they're not succeeding in getting what they really want from Iran, which is regime change or a failed state. I mean, it's just, the list goes on and on. I have a problem with what the Israeli government is carrying out with the use of its military. I have a problem with the injustices that we've all seen streamed in 4K, day in and day out for the last 2.5 years. And for that, for me having a problem with that, Emily Austin believes I'm a roach. You're on the losing side, baby girl, and you know it.
See, you know what's wild about this is I remember not too long ago watching like Cenk Uygur talking to some Zionist guy, and he was like calling him a baboon. Like, did you see that? Did you see that shit? Dude, I mean, there's a lot of name calling and negativity going on both sides of this because of this fervent fucking battle. So I don't know. I don't think either side of this thing, these influencers fighting are innocent, okay? It's separate from the issue. I mean, obviously nobody deserves to have, like, the people in Gaza did not deserve to be fucking bulldozed by Netanyahu's regime. That goes without saying. There are plenty of innocent people in fucking Gaza, like, you know, a lot. Dude, Elf said Anna is worse than my father. I'm talking about the influencers, her and Emily Austin. But so, am I confused? I lost my IQ points. Dude, let's go. But guys, I just thought of something though, because when Laura Loomer and Anna were fighting over this, I posted that video of Anna doing the happy merchant. Remember about Larry Ellison? And like, I wonder if, like, what if me posting that video of her doing the happy merchant, what if people like see that and are like, dude, fuck Anna. Like, what if they fire her husband because of that video, dude? Oh shit, dude, that would be crazy. I mean, we'll never know, but like, you know, it is, I don't know why. I don't know why Anna inserted herself into this shit, because these people are so crazy. I mean, yeah, it's so weird. It is so bizarre, right? You never heard of who? Never heard of Anna, or you never heard of Emily Austin? A lot of people haven't heard of Emily Austin, right? You know what I'm saying? Like she is not really that well known. But person, woman, man, camera, TV. Oh shit, dude. Dude, the Loomer battle rages on though. Oh, that's crazy. But yeah, Emily Austin is fucking insane, dude. She is. These people are insane. Did Loomer watch that and react? I don't know. Let me look at my fucking stats here and see. Let me see here. Bum, ba-da-dum, bum, bum. So this video in Let's see here. So this video, it is like after I posted it, this video did not get many views at all because it has been out for, almost a year, right? And they don't get a lot of play, but it did get like 50 views in the last day since I posted it. So there was like 50 people watched it from underneath there. So I don't know if one of them was Laura Loomer, but I guarantee you if one of them was Laura Loomer or not, that like, everybody at the Buckley School probably is getting screenshots. And you know what I'm saying? Like Laura Loomer is, we see them. I don't know if you guys see this, but they are like the ultimate Karens. It feels like if you say the wrong thing about Charlie Kirk, if you say something about Donald Trump, like they try to erase you. They try to get you fired. If you have a boss, they're going to try and get you fired. If you're a content creator, there's not really much they can do to you. But like there was a woman who made a video about Donald Trump's assassination attempt, and they instantly got her fired from her like healthcare job. Like that is kind of their new thing, is to sort of try and get you punished and or fired, right? I don't know, dude. All they are now is cancel culture. And yeah, Loomer has been involuntarily committed to a psychiatric facility. I believe twice. I think it's happened twice, guys, that her father has had her committed. I know it happened at least once, but I think it's been twice. So she's had a history of, we know, okay? We know 5150 is a police code, okay? Where if somebody is acting like a mental health case where they need to be maybe taken to, involuntary mental health facility, 5150 is the code that they used to use, right? That was a code for, that we've got somebody who needs to be picked up and restrained and taken to a mental health facility. Sam Gilbert, thanks, boss. Let's go. Thank you, boss. Is it still is? Yeah, it still is. All right. So, yeah, man. Dude, I don't know, dude. I like this drama. I do. I feel like this drama is juicy. And I'll be honest. I see with the amount of like damage that 𝗙liche 𝗹𝗹𝗪 has been trying to wreak on the left wingers, and the amount of like time she is trying to, going on these right wing podcasts, and her and Cenk are like acting like these right wing weirdos like Tucker Carlson are the real, the real pro anti-genocide allies. It's like, dude, I kind of want 𝗙liche to go through the ringer, boss. You know what I'm saying? I do. I feel like 𝗙liche and Cenk, they need a little payback, boss. They do. They have been fucking around, like trying to dismantle the Democratic Party. They protected Trump. They took that poly market money. They would never get behind Kamala. They were, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, I get it. They weren't wrong about how Joe Biden shouldn't have been running. They were right about that. And a lot of people noticed that. But eventually we were just stuck, and any port would have been better than Trump. Any port in the storm would have been better. And they kept sort of like being negative. And so now it's like, I kind of laugh that they get consequences. I mean, with her saying, oh, Trump's not a fascist. Stop calling him a Nazi. Oh, right? And now what's he doing? They're fucking building like a data center bunker under the White House. Now it's going to take everything we got to get this dumb fucker out of the government. And the whole time leading up to it, they were no help. You know, so, I mean, I'm sorry. If her husband gets fired or if she suffers professional consequences as a result of getting too close to the flame of these lunatic right-wingers, I am not going to shed a tear for 𝗙ecie𝗶𝗹𝗀. In fact, I will play the world's tiniest violin for her, right? I'll be like, yo, all right, yo, Anna, can you hear this? Yeah, that's for you, baby. Oh, Kamala, you should have voted for Kamala. Yeah, think twice next time. All right, there you go. That's how I feel, okay? You know, I mean, I'm sorry, dude. No sympathy from this camp, dude. None. Not for her, Cenk, bro. Dude, no sympathy for these clowns. Dude, let's go. Elf, that was for you, buddy. That was my fucking violin. Dude. Got to make that thing ring. Yeah, but so, bruv, I add the ring in post-production. Okay, so if you watch the YouTube videos, there's a ring. I just often have to cut out the space of me grabbing the phone for like pacing constraints. So I add the ring in post-production. The ring is for the videos, right? It's in there though. If you watch the videos, I do put a ring in. I do. I just save it for post, but I have a ring. It's an old school phone ring too, dude. It is this one. You ready? Here, I'll show you what it is, dude. Let me see. It is right here, boss. Here you go. It is this. Oh, here we go. It is this. That's the ring. That's it. Dude. Oh, dude, a classic phone, dude. I love it. Ticker tape parade. Yeah, dude. I mean, yeah, we're in a fucking spot here. All right, I think there's one more Anna video that I want to watch, and that's about this. Okay. That I think is sideline related. I want to see her take on this. 1 billion plus 400 million. Yeah. Dude, the fucking guys, this shit is getting crazy. Okay. This shit is getting nuts, boss. This data center and the Trump money and the 1.5 trillion they want for the military and the fact that, guys, I just cannot believe, okay? I've been watching elections now for, as many of you, okay? I first voted in 1988. That was the first time I voted, okay? When I voted against fucking George Bush, okay? Now, guys, I have never seen what is going on right now. There's only been a mid-decade gerrymander once, and that was in like the early 2000s, and it was in Texas again, but it was like one state. But the fact that every red state in America is like they've now overturned a key section of the Voting Rights Act, and every red state in America is just trying to disenfranchise like 40% of their state, and they started this shit, and the minute we answered, now they're going apeshit with the Supreme Court ruling that nobody had even argued about that section. The Supreme Court made it so a different case would argue that section. So they are actively trying to disenfranchise all the voters in a desperate effort to use all the branches of government to try and protect the Republican control of our of our government. Like, I have never seen, like, that's like election thwarting. That's like saying, forget us having an election. We're going to just try to change all the maps. So there's no way that the Democrats, even though we're really unpopular because we're not doing anything, we started a war, everything's going to shit. And we know we're going to lose, so we are now actively overturning everything we can using all branches of government to try and prevent the voters from being able to hold us accountable. It is like crazy, dude. It is like all of the states are trying to participate in creating a Republican fascism, and the Supreme Court is like in on it. And they're like building a bunker underneath the White House. Dude, it is fucking creepy, bro. This is some weird fucking shit. And like, you know, and I think we need a national fucking law about like no partisan gerrymandering, period. Period. Where every election, you take the statewide election results and you apportion the districts in that way, period, right? If your state is 52-48, your representation is 52-48, or as close as you can get with the math. And that's it. End of story, right? You know what I mean? Like, we need to, like, because, like, guys, if we just have every state disenfranchise the other party, that is not, you know, that is not going to get us out of this mess, bro. You know? Like, bro, what are we doing, dude? Right? It is like, it is so crazy. And the Republicans have been doing this. They started it on the state level like 20 years ago, you know? And yeah, no, that's true. Mackenzie's not wrong. Like, it is true that their attempts to make things all red, we're going to win some of those seats. They are not going to be able to hold all those seats. Okay. Alf says, I'm genuinely concerned that no one knows how to rotary phone, and my grandma literally had to call the lady on the other side to call someone. Dude, let's go. Dude, people don't have rotary skills anymore. But yeah, if they make all their districts red, they're going to lose a bunch of them. Okay? They are. They are going to lose some of them, guys. I'm telling you, like Donald Trump, what is Trump's approval rating right now? Like, dude, Trump's approval rating is so bad, dude. What is his approval right now? Dude, a couple weeks ago, it was fucking, with independents, it was 23%, dude. Dude, there's no way, bro. Look at this. Look at the independents, though, guys. 23% with independents. That is brutal. Like, all of those Republican districts, let me just tell you guys, every red district in America has a statistically significant number of independents in it. Every red district does. Okay? Every single red district. This number, the independents, like, this number doesn't matter so much, neither does this, but this number right here is like about all of the red districts. Like, you know, almost every red district, okay, except like if they're 20 points plus, they're safe. But every red district that is like 15 points or less is purple, essentially, depending on these guys. So this is crushing, bro. It is crushing. Yeah, look at the Dems. Dude, 3%. I mean, that seems high, actually, doesn't it? Dude, that's the margin of error. Yeah, that's true, dude. Plus or minus 2.6. Dude, the Dems, I think 3% seems high, personally. But yeah, dude, this is fucking brutal, dude. This is like one of the craziest fucking things I've ever, like, this is the worst thing I've ever seen. Dude, that's like John Fetterman and his friends right there. Dude, that's all that is, dude. Fetterman and his office was in this poll, dude. That's the whole thing. That's just Fetterman's office. Dude, it's like Fetterman and his wife. Does he have a wife? He probably has a wife. Fetterman, his wife, and 2 of his staff members, right? And Schumer. That's the whole contingent. Oh, man, dude. Waiting for the MAGA scheme to backfire because it already is. I mean, it's going to backfire, right? Is there? Oh, dude, is there? Natalie, let's cue that up tomorrow. I want to watch that. I'm going to go make some videos right now. But, like, is that 68% of the Republicans? Yeah, that's crazy, right? You know, that is pretty crazy. But yeah, that's fucking brutal, dude. Dude, that is brutal. Just brutal. But all right, I'm gonna go make some vids. I want to see the Cenk bitching about fucking TYT. Dude, I mean, we're in for a ride, guys. We're in for a ride. Because I'm telling you right now, we have not seen the end of the mayhem. Like, between now and the election. Holy shit, dude. It's gonna get crazier, guys. Like, we're in it. We're in the shit, okay? Let me just tell you. But you know what? We're not alone, guys. All right? We got each other. Illinois 14 was red when you were growing up, and now it's blue as fuck. Let's go. Dude. We have a long way to go. All right? Because I am fully expecting that there's going to be ICE agents. There are going to be ICE agents at voting precincts harassing people of color. I'm telling you, man, I think they're like, we may see some crazy shit. We may have to go become human chains at our election precincts to prevent people's like right to vote. Like, we may have to show up and lock arms like the wall of moms and shit to get people voting. Like, you know, I'm going to say this, and hear me out on this, guys. But I think in 2026 and 2028, all of us, anybody who is left of center, I don't care if you're a leftist or a liberal or a Democrat or a conservative Democrat, if you are even 1/4 of an inch left of center, like, we have to be boots on the ground, okay? We have to get involved in like making sure people vote, being accountable to like help people if they need rides to the polls, protecting them at the polls, helping people deliver their mail-in ballots, making phone calls, door knocking. Like, literally, guys, if there was ever a time for us to show up and be willing to do some of the vote, you know, we have to like show up and be a part of the energetic, not just talking about it, not just hoping for results, but actually like being willing to show up and do the work of making it happen. You know what I'm saying? Dude, yeah, like, I think, and I think, guys, I think somebody was asking about voting from home. Voting from home is fine, guys, but do not put your ballot in the mail, okay? I am telling you, especially, I think don't put your ballot in the mail, okay? We take ours to the library or take them to your voter precinct, okay? You can go to the precinct and drop them off there, but I would say do not vote. Do not put your shit in the mail, guys, okay? Because they're rat fucking the mail. Okay, you know, but I think if you can volunteer at the polls, okay, if you can volunteer for the Democratic Party or the DSA or something, I am highly recommending that everybody at least spend one day like volunteering for your precinct or your local party, or like doing something where you're actually putting your feet on the ground and participating in person. Okay. I think that kind of energy, like we need to cultivate that energy of like showing up, guys. And all of us can do it. You yourself, we can all do one day of like door knocking, or one day of phone banking, or one day of volunteering at the polls, or one day of like going around your neighborhood and making sure everybody liberal is voting, right? You know what I'm saying? Like we can all do that. And I think if we all do like one day of like energetic input, I think we're going to smash them, because I think they are apathetic. They are like disheartened. They are dejected. And I think if we show up, man, like we can really stomp the shit out of these motherfuckers. And I want to stomp the shit out of these guys. I want a fucking mandate. I don't want a 1-point win. You know what I'm saying? I want to win like 25 fucking seats. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to win the Senate, you know, and I'm willing, for me, guys, I'm willing to back candidates that I don't personally agree with. You know what I'm saying? Some people know I've had issues with whatever, Graham Platner. Dude, Janet Mills dropped out. That was the right thing to do. Platner's the candidate. And we're going to fucking get that fucker over the line, dude. I don't care. I don't care that I have disagreements with him and I'm whatever. I don't care. We're going to get him across the fucking line, dude. All right? Fuck Susan Collins. Dude, did you see her, bro? You know what I'm saying? Did you see this woman? Like, look at this woman, dude. Okay? Look at this shit, boss. Let's find the Susan Collins video. Oh my God, bro. I don't know if I saved it. Maybe I didn't save it. Bookmark. I did not. All right, hold on. But dude, look at this shit, bro. What the fuck is going on, boss? Okay?
If you've watched Collins over the years, you may...
All right, so look at this shit. So, dude, she is vibrating like a fucking, like a top, dude.
If you've watched Collins over the years, you may have noticed a slight trembling in her hands and her head. Now, for the first time, the senator is publicly describing her medical condition in an exclusive interview with News Center Maine.
What I have is an extremely common condition that is called a benign essential tremor. I have had it for the entire time that I've served in the United States Senate. It has absolutely no impact on my ability to do my job.
Dude, now she's saying this shit, but like, dude, look at her. Look at her.
If elected, would you vote for congressional term limits?
Watch this.
And I'd like to have an answer from each of you.
Let's start with Sue Collins. I do support term limits, and I have pledged that if I'm elected, I will only serve 2 terms, regardless of whether term limits law, a constitutional amendment passes or not. 12 years is long enough to be in public service, make a contribution, and then come home and let someone else take your place.
Dude, we have a lot of old video of her, and she was not tremoring, okay? Dude, I mean, dude, she was not fucking tremoring, guys. There's a lot of footage of her. She has served like 6 terms. That's like 36 years, guys. We have 30 years of her tremoring. I know you see that. She's like, I will not serve more than 2 terms. She's served 6, bro. Bro, dude, like, come on. That was 96, okay? And, all right, let's watch this Platner, Susan Collins fucking thing.
I want to thank the grassroots activists who are here. I want to thank the people who take time, who work hard to make sure that the democracy is strong. I want to thank you very much for your efforts on behalf of all candidates. I want to thank you for what you have done. I want to thank you for what you're going to do, and that is to turn out to vote for these candidates on November the 5th.
So that was Graham Platner yelling. Is Susan Collins in here? Oh, there she is, right? There she is. Look at her. Oh, yeah.
When I say that...
Dude, her head ain't shaking either. Dude, her head is not shaking. Dude, she's giving the Prince Andrew. I don't sweat. I can't be me. I don't sweat. It can't be me. I don't sweat.
When I say...
Look at her.
I understand Susan Collins. I do. I've worked closely...
She's not tremoring at all, guys. She is not. Look at her, how still she is.
I want to thank the...
Dude, she is not vibrating at all, okay? Not a lick of vibration. But, bro, look at this shit, dude. Look at this shit, boss.
This is perfect for 2026 because I'm running.
Dude, what the fuck? Guys, beyond this, okay? Beyond the tremors, dude, Kavanaugh, okay? 𝗙𝗧𝗋. You know what I'm saying? Like, so many damaging people that she went out on the limb for and covered for and like, oh, I'm so concerned. Women's rights disappearing. They're going after gay rights. Like, bro, she needs to run right to the fucking nursing home, bro. Right to the unemployment office. Give me a fucking break, dude. She has been a turncoat, like pretending like, oh, I'm a moderating influence. I'm really concerned about this. But meanwhile, I'm going to burn the whole fucking country down and like try to get a free pass. Dude, she's like shaking like crazy. Now, I don't want to be ageist, but goddamn, dude, she's too old. Okay? When I look at this woman, think about this, guys. And this is the last thing I'm going to say, and then we're going to dance. But guys, we are facing AI. We are facing data centers and AI models that could potentially like burn down the whole goddamn world. Okay? I do not want a 75-year-old shaking, like barely fucking there old person, whether it's fucking her or Nancy Pelosi or fucking, you know, Chuck Grassley or any of these old fuckers making the decisions in a goddamn, we're confronting AI and modern tech, and we have a bunch of shaky old fucking people. Like, we need some people that are aware enough to be able to face these really big issues. Okay? We do, man. We need an infusion of youth, and we need like an exit age. Okay? We need a like age 70, you're done. Okay? When you hit 70, you're gone. And we definitely need some fucking term limits. But we need an out age. Age 70, you are done. You are gone. You are out of office. Like, no questions asked. Thank you for your service. You've been wonderful. Yo, you're 70? Oh, happy birthday. Get the fuck out of government. You're done. Thank you. We love you. Bye-bye. You're gone. You're out of there. All right, you ready? Fucking, let's dance, baby. Let's go. You bought Deja Vu on iTunes? Good. Good, dude. It's a great song, dude. The artist is amazing, dude. Stefan Carlin, he's fucking great, dude. He is. Love him. All right? Love him. Let's go. Dude, yeah, and just so you know, Midnight Marauders, I reserve the phone sound for the videos. Right? It's better for me to be able to control it in post, right? Because otherwise, sometimes in the editing, I would have to fucking cut it, or it'd be cut in the middle, right? So that's why the phone sound, it's in the videos, but it's not in the lives. It is a post-production, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Woo! Dude. Maybe one day the stream will be so big where I don't need to worry about the lives. You know what I'm saying? Or I mean about the videos. It's just right now the videos are a bigger part of my reach than the lives. So the videos have to take precedence. But if one day we get to like Candace Owens level where the fucking live is the thing, then we would be fucking free of that shit. You know? We will get there, dude. When the ring shows up in the lives, you will know we have arrived. I'm serious. When the ring is in the lives, that's how you'll know, dude. That will be the indicator. All right, you guys ready? Because you're right, it would be good. It would be good to signal it. It would be good to signal it. It would also be good if I had somebody to hand me the phone, right? If I could signal it, ring it, and the phone would just appear if I didn't have to move off screen. Right? I need a phone I need oh my God, I need an AI robotic arm to hand the phone. Dude, I should call Elon. Be like, yo, homie, you want to make me a Kermit phone hand or what? Tesla robot, the thing is fucking, sometimes it doesn't have the phone, it just fucking slugs me. Dude, oh shit. All right. Dude, it's gonna get crazy. Oh, let's go. Oh, let's fucking go. All right, you ready? You guys ready? Dude, the phone is everything, isn't it? I love the phone. All right. All right, here we go. Here we go. Dude, Kermit phone delivery system. All right, let's get into it. Thank you, guys. Thank you for all the love and support. Dude, let's go. Special shout out to Elf for being the fucking QB of the support network. Dude, appreciate you guys. Shout out to Natalie for providing so many great clips and everybody else who's putting clips in Discord. If you haven't joined the Discord, please do. Link is down there along with some music links. Love you guys. Let's get a little deja vu. Oh, oh, oh.
They have a lot to say, but I don't know. Been here before, yeah, I do this feeling that I have now, almost a bit holy, a notion that I will make it out somehow.
Oh shit, Mike! Thank you guys for being amazing. Thank you for making me not have to go through all this shit alone. So drink me, feeling like an angel. Feeling like I wish I always did. Like an angel. Again, I might be tempted. All right, guys, thank you. I appreciate the support. I will see you tomorrow. In the meantime, just remember, it's all about being together, baby. Good night.
Do you need anything like I need you? It's over. Do you